Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hammer's Chat. Welcome to the build-up show for Burnley versus West Ham. A tough test for a slightly injury-hit West Ham side. No Gio and Gonzo today. Gio is at the game. Lucky sod. Well, I say lucky. He's going to a probably very cold Burnley. I don't know what the weather is, but I suspect it will be cold. And Gonzo just has business to attend to. So it's myself and Ray. Ray, of course, my two spanners, one hammer co-host on Patreon, patreon.com/Hammers Chat, the exclusive one. How you vibing? What are you thinking? Burnley away. Give me your thoughts before we get their lineups in a couple of minutes.
Well, Burnley's always a tough game to play against. They've got a good team, even though they're struggling this season. I don't understand why. Don't really watch Burnley that often, so I don't understand why they're struggling as bad. And which makes it interesting, the weird link to one of their central defenders that didn't want to come with us a couple of seasons ago because we weren't in Europe. How the mighty has changed. But yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a tough game, but I do think that we've got enough in our arsenal that we can actually get a win today.
I'm confident if we go with the four at the back. If we go with the four at the back and we step to them, because unlike a normal build-up show, neither of us have like info beforehand like Gio or Gonzo might have. So I'm confident if we go with the four at the back that we can step to them and we can make it work. However, if we're five at the back, I'm a little bit more concerned because that's the formation that we struggled to break teams like Burnley down with last season. Now, obviously, I think we're a different side. We've got better players, and we'll probably, if we did go with five at the back, have decent attacking options on the bench to make that work. But I would be a little bit more concerned. I don't know how you feel about the five at the back versus four at the back situation.
Now you're concerned. We are going to have five at the back, aren't we? Let's be honest.
It's not unlikely. You've said that out loud. It's not unlikely. Hello to everyone in chat. What do you feel like? We're about to go through it in a moment. If you've seen it, remember that we are live, of course, throughout the entire day. This is starting now. Then half an hour before we'll move to the sort of watch along, even though it's still going to be the exact same thing. It's going to be me, Ray. I will do the watch along for the game. Ray can come back at halftime if he wants. I forgot to say this to Ray. Ray, if you want to come back at halftime, you're more than welcome to. And then until full time. Thank you. I'm going to need that. So I'm going to need you to vamp at halftime. And then a full time, of course, we'll be able to do our little cheeky review, which I'll spam the link in chat so you don't even have to go anywhere. You can stay on this video the entire time. So make sure to stick around, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. I was about to say download it. You can download it if you really want to keep it. But Ray, are you ready for West Ham United and Burnley's lineups?
Have you gone? Let's go.
I do have them. Starting for West Ham United, Fabianski in goal. And then a back four, it looks like, of Kufal, Dawson, Diop, and Masuaku. Rice, Souček in midfield with Lanzini, Bowen, and Ben Rama ahead of them, and Mikel Antonio up front. So it does seem to be that four at the back. What's your initial thoughts while I type up the banner, because no one's here to do it? Usually I do it in the background of the build-ups. So those two donuts don't have to do anything, but I've got to do it all myself today. How do you feel about it?
Okay, a bit more confident. Four at the back is a good sign that we're going to be attacking and not on the back foot. We've got to be attacking nowadays. We are in a strong position. We are a stronger team than Burnley. So Burnley are a defensive team that do exactly what we used to do a few seasons ago. So now we've got to try and counter that and go on the attack. I'm glad Lanzini is in the team. I think he deserves to be in the team. So I'm very excited. Surprised Masuaku's not Masuaku. Surprised that Fornals has been dropped. Is he injured or is he on the bench?
So the bench is as such: Areola, Elise, Baptiste, Ashby, Crowell, Noble, Fornals, Vlasic, Yarmolenko. So he is on the bench. He does not start. Lanzini is taking his place.
I do think that's a right call by Moyes, because Fornals has been a bit not to his high standards, shall we say, and that's what's happening with our small margins. We're being so high in the league, it's exciting that we need them to perform like that every week. And maybe it's just needs a rest because he's played a lot of games. Very excited for someone like Lanzini to get full games now. Great player, great goal against Man City. So yeah, I'm very excited about the team. It looks really good.
If I was to drop someone out of the team, I would have dropped Ben Rama. Just because I think Lanzini's defensive work is so important that the idea of dropping him for Fornals' defensive work is so important that dropping him for Lanzini seems like the backwards move. But I like this, especially today, because we know what Burnley are going to do. We don't necessarily need that defensive work rate as much. If we were going up against a Liverpool or a Man City or someone like that, then having Fornals' defensive work rate, or just his work rate in general, would be utterly vital. But against a team like Burnley today, who are going to sit and are going to try and just basically counter-attack, which is what it does, then realistically, I think this is the right shout. Maybe he's the right person to put in there. After Masuaku, the other shout would, of course, been Longelo, as opposed to, because obviously Cresswell was injured. Have you got any thoughts about that? Specifically for me, I think this is the right call, but I know some people will probably disagree.
Yeah, do you know what? While the team was being called out, I was kind of like having a little bit of hope that he might get a start because he played fantastic. He played out of his skin. But what we've got to remember is, we had the Oxford effects where Oxford played fantastic in his first game for West Ham, and then the second game against a team like Burnley was he struggled against because he got bullied in midfield. So we've got to nurture these young kids, make sure they come through development at the right times, and I trust Moyes in that. Now, I think Masuaku might get bullied at that left side, and that's the side that I'm more concerned about. I don't think he will be in the squad if Ben Johnson was fit. So
yeah,
that does say to me that we're going to be looking either in the summer or a January transfer window about replacing him at some point.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, it was always going to be one way or the other, right? I personally, when I watch the watch-alongs, watch it differently to everyone else because obviously I've got buttons to press and I'm talking to the chat and everything else. So I don't get to sit and fully watch the game on such a deep level. But one of the things that I just didn't see Longelo. I saw a couple of things and I didn't thought he played badly or whatever. I saw a couple of nice runs from him or whatever, but after the game, I saw people praising him a lot more than I would have. And I think it's just because I flipping missed it. I think I just missed it. And so I'm not surprised to see Masuaku start. I think the other thing to say is also that Masuaku, again, I can't lie to you. I think he's been all right. The last couple of games he's played, I think he's done relatively well. He's only played fullback in this sense in the European game, and there's something to be said about that. The competition wasn't as high, blah 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 blah. But I'm sort of relatively confident in him. Not defensively. I'm never confident in him defensively. But ultimately, to be honest with you, again in a game where they're going to be sitting deep, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, IMO. Jamie, I'm sorry. I did warn you yesterday that you're just going to have to be disappointed when you see me. I'm sorry, Jamie. I did warn you. I did try to warn you in the comments, but Gio and Gonzo aren't available. Gio's at the match, and Gonzo has family issues, so they can't do it today. But let's go on to the Burnley lineup, shall we? Burnley lineup as such: Pope in goal, Loughton, Mee, Tarkowski, and Taylor in defence. Goodmanson, Cork, Westwood, and McNeil. I've typed McNeil there for some reason. I'm going very fast, people. I apologise. In midfield, and Wood and Rodriguez up front. Of course, meaning no Maxwell Cornet, however you want to say it. Who's been their top goal scorer this season, been on absolute fire, which is a good thing. But we know what they're going to do. 4-4-2. We know exactly how they're going to set up their Sean Dyche. It's no shock here, no surprises. Any deep thoughts?
Not so much deep thoughts in life or in general, but I think that we're going to be. I don't see Burnley as a threat of what they were a couple of seasons ago. I think it's just they're really struggling this season to get running in the team and in the league and get some good results. So I'm not at all worried about them. I think we've got enough in the bank to have them.
Totally fair. Do you think, just a brief aside, do you think they're going to get relegated?
I don't know, Charlie. I don't know. I keep looking at the table thinking who's going to get relegated. I'm a bit worried about Southampton, to be honest.
That's a fair shout. That's a fair shout.
They lost again 3-0. I don't know.
Kira coming through with, I love that Burnley have been playing 4-4-2 before it got fashionable after Brexit. They stuck true to the mission. You know what I mean? They stuck true to the mission. We have the delightful Charlie, the big hairy man beast. Thank you, Knackered. Incorrect. I appreciate it. Can't sell Masuaku unless we need 50p and half a curly whirly. I'm saying at least a whole curly whirly. Do you know what I mean? Half is maybe a bit harsh. Suburban Sasquatch. Masuaku at left back is a worry. Ben Rama in front of him is a big worry. That's fair. That is fair that we're going to have the coverings not going to be there as much as if everyone else was there. So that's a very good point, Suburban. I didn't even think about. And Thomas Lonergan with an important question, Ray. Who's got the best blunder in the first 11 for West Ham United? Who's got the biggest back off? Do you know what? I haven't thought about it too much. Looking down the list,
I've not thought about it at all.
It's got to be Mikel Antonio, probably. You're saying that man's got buns of steel potentially. I've not really thought about it. I've not deepsed it. But off the top of my head, probably Mikel Antonio in that first 11. I'm not certain though. I'm not certain. I've seen Rice do kick-ups with his butt. Does that count?
Could be included. Could be included.
I don't know. It could be included. So what's the bottom of the table looking like?
So we've got Norwich right at the bottom, Newcastle, Burnley, and then you've got at the bottom 3, Watford, Southampton, Leeds, Palace. They're all on 16 points. You know, I can see Watford, Southampton getting pulled down. I think Leeds and Crystal Palace got too much about them. You know, depends how Newcastle spending the January transfer with a £200 million equity.
Yeah.
They could jump quite easily, get out of that if they buy right. And you know, they ain't gonna want to go down. They're gonna throw money at it to stay up, aren't they? So Burnley are in a tough spot to stay out this season.
They are, and I fear for them because I kind of don't want them to do it. I like the underdog spirit. I like them just jump into it. But yeah, I'm a bit concerned they're going to go down because just out of all those teams, they don't have that little spark inside them that other teams do that can just kick them on. You know, a lot of those teams, if they go strong, then they'll be able to do bits. Burnley, this is Burnley. You know what I mean? If this isn't working for them, they can't rely on an individual to get them out of it. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult unless all of a sudden Ashley Barnes decides to become that legendary striker he did. Or is there Ashley Barnes left now? I don't know. I don't remember. Remember? Oh, gone.
Sorry, would you take Tarkowski in January?
All right, this is something I want to ask the chat as well, because it's been on videos consistently. Obviously, we've spoken about it for a long time. I've done lots of transfer videos and we've had conversations about it. I want to know what everyone in the chat thinks about it as well. Chat, put it in there. Would I take Tarkowski? Yes, I would. Honestly, I would. I think out of all of the centre back people we're being linked to right now, he's the most realistic option, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think he's consistent. I think he's reliable. I think he's essentially an upgrade on Dawson in that sense. I think he's an upgrade on Dawson who is good enough to be a starting centre back for at least a Europa Conference League team. I really do think Tarkowski's a pretty decent centre back. It's obviously difficult when we're linked to the likes of Ake and people like that, Kamara, Kaletakar, and go, oh, do we really want to take Tarkowski? It doesn't seem like a fashionable option, especially as well when you've got we're signing this person from Burnley, blah 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 blah. I genuinely think he's really good. And I think as Kyrgios has said to some extent here as well, I think if Burnley keep their centre back partnership, they can stay up. They always do. And that's the thing. Ben, me, and Tarkowski together, I think, are really good. And I like Tarkowski a lot. And I get why people wouldn't. But for me personally, I had a decent. And also, here's just a little sprinkle of sauce. He came from Brentford. And do they ever get it wrong? I don't know. You tell me. What about you? Would you take Tarkowski?
Do you know what? I'm undecided. I thought about, when I was talking about Ake. And
yes.
I was actually thinking no to Ake.
Really? Go on.
Yeah. I just don't think he's just don't think he's been playing that well when he's been in the team. I think he's done okay, but I don't think he's like Kurt Zuma level. And I think that's where I'm trying to gauge our next centre defending partnership.
Hmm.
You know, even Tyrone Mings from Aston Villa, I don't think he's at that sort of level yet. So I kind of feel like we need to go to the next step for us to get into the top 4.
Hmm.
Maybe we all need to go to that next level defender.
Hmm. I think that's see the Ake thing to me is interesting because if on loan 100%. On loan 100%. Do I think we would sign him? I don't know. I don't think he's probably available for as cheap as we would need it to be. I just don't think that's a realistic signing. I think the realistic signing this January is probably Tarkowski or Kaleta. I don't think, for example, Kamara would be within our price range. And I don't think Ake would be within our price range. If we could get Ake on loan, then 100%. And in general, Ake, if we were just saying in a dream world, Ake would be my first choice. You know, I think we're going to need to replace Ogbonna in the next couple of years. I mean, he's got his age is not on his side, Angelo Ogbonna, whatsoever. He's obviously just had a massive injury. We don't know how he's going to come back for it. We don't know if he's going to be recurring after that point again because of his age. And having a left-footed centre back specifically as well with Ake would be a beautiful thing. However, I just don't think it's realistic. I just don't think it's realistic. Budgie says, good to see you, Budgie, by the way. Hope you're well. Tarkowski is a real no-no for me. He turned us down before, and we're achieving what he's interested. Smacks of money chaser, if you ask me. I just think that's work, right? Like, to put it bluntly, I just think that's work. If Ray said to me, if Ray, I don't know if you know this, but Ray's a boss. Ray's in charge of his establishment. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't look like he is, but trust me, he is, right? And if Ray came to me and said, look, Charlie, you're not at all. I know you're not. If Ray came to me and said, Charlie, I will pay you sort of what you want now to come and work at my startup video editing business, I'd be like, is that something I really want to do? Now I'd get to work with Ray, so probably yes. But I'm like, well, is that something I really want to do? I don't know. But then if Ray all of a sudden became the most successful thing and he came back and went, yo, do you want to work for me still? Then I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Do you know what I mean? I don't count that too harshly against him, but I understand why people would. Mike Monera, good to see you, sir. Hope you're all well. Hope things are going well. Michael Lee Jr.'s in the chat. Hi, Charlie and Ray. I think the question should be asking ourselves, is the animal world of football, who would score more goals, an otter or a squirrel?
Oh,
Right. I'm saying Squirrel's got that never say die attitude about them that I like. You know, you could compare it to, say, a Jamie Vardy, just always going, never stopping.
Yeah, I'm with the otter, to be fair, because he's quite a beast.
Surprising beast.
Bigger towel to whip the ball in.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. And then Toby, Tarkowski is perfect Moyes defender, but we need a left-sided centre-back, not enough a right-sided defender in Jan. Botman or Kaleta Carr for me, but Moyes will make the right choice. Fair play. In Moyes we trust and all that good stuff. Remember that today's build-up is brought to you by UFF, the fan football game. It combines pack opening with fantasy league. So you get 6 aside, you get 6 in a team. You have it's free to download. You get your packs, you open them, you put your team in. Gio has told me that he's left his team in the stuff in the background so I can click on it. And that's mainly because I don't know if you've seen this, Ray. It's a bit annoyingly good, and I think that's why he's left it in here. I think that's why he's left it in here. It's very annoyingly good. You're getting your Robertson, your Trents, your Salahs, Mount, Havertz, Lukaku. It's annoyingly good, Ray. And so when Gio was like, when I said to Gio was like, oh, remember these sponsorships for the day, blah, 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 blah. And then he goes, oh, but the things in the team, if you want to use it, it's there. Annoying. But the beautiful thing about it, Ray, is that people win cash prizes. 300 people win cash every single weekend. And whenever you watch this, you'll know this. Gonzo keeps telling us people in our live chat have literally won money. So free to download, get involved. Links in the description. It's also in the pinned comments in the live chat if you're watching this live. If you're not watching it live, watch a different video. There's probably better ones. But thank you very much to you, FF. Now, Ray, important question. I feel like, look, people, they're going to want this answered. Gio and Gonzo aren't here, but they need to feel like they are here. We've kind of got the Gio Gonzo thing going on. I've got the England variant of our Rice one. You've got the Navy one, which looks a little bit like a Scottish kit. So to some extent, That means I'm Gonzo and you're Gio, which means asking you this is a legitimate question, and that is our Pringles crisps.
I think they are. I will class them as crisps.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I think. I think this whole conversation is complete chaos. I don't understand why we're having it, Ray. You buy the... Now, I said this the other day, and someone, I can't remember who it was in the chat, had a good rebuttal, but you buy them in the crisps aisle. Therefore, they're crisps. If Morrison's is going in, they are in crisps, then they're crisps. Am I wrong about it? Is this... Am I going insane? I feel like this is an obvious answer. I don't know. But
it is. It's like it's a crisp. You know, it looks like a crisp. It tastes like a crisp. It is a crisp. Hey, Happy Hammer.
So if you don't know the reference, of course, again, I'm just going to say it now once for the video because we don't need to do it. Patreon.com/Hammers Chat, link in the description below is where you can find mine and Ray's weekly, most of the time, podcast, the exclusive podcast, Two Spanners, One Hammer, where you can be a guest if you're a patron. Let me know. Come get involved. And Ray gets all judgmental about food. It's very important stuff that you should definitely come and look at. Right. Should we get onto the bet, Ray?
Let's do the bet.
Gio has also sent me what the bet is and how much they win. All I need from you, Ray, is to come up with a phrase. So I'll put the team back on screen. I don't have the Burnley bench typed in, so if you want someone from the Burnley bench, tough. You're just going to have to deal with it. You can try and come up with a phrase like Gonzo while I talk through the bet. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you have never watched the build-up show before, we always put a cheeky bet on. And then whoever types in the phrase that my friend, mentor, guider, guru Ray Borum is about to say out loud, the Liverpool living Dagenham Don, he's about to say a phrase out loud. And if you say that phrase, put it in the chat, and the bet comes through, you will be in with a chance to win £100. Someone in this chat will win £100. The bet today, as told to me by Gio again, he did all this for me, so thank you very much, Gio. I appreciate it. Is we need 1, a West Ham United win. Big dubs incoming. I suspect that can happen. 2, an Antonio goal, which again, I think is probably quite likely. We need 4 West Ham corners or more. And just to make it even more relevant to West Ham, we need Tarkowski to get a card. I think that's a pretty decent bet, Samassa. I think that's a pretty decent bet. Tarkowski is going to be under a lot of pressure. He's going to have people sprinting out a lot. They're going to be on the back foot most of the game. 4 West Ham corners, again, West Ham are going to be on the front foot. You expect a lot of corners. We do like our set pieces. Antonio scoring, it's got to happen at some point. And a West Ham win, I think, is likely. So if you say the phrase that Ray is about to lob out into the world, then you could be within a chance of winning 100 English pounds. Jeffrey Stelly, as correctly puts, I'm going to win 100 pounds at Christmas dinner. I think I'm fine, to be honest. Come on, Jeffrey. You know it's true. You know it's true. So, ladies and gentlemen, get those fingers ready. Get those fingers ready. Ray, I hope I have managed to stall it long enough for you to come up with a phrase. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be a banger. Just any phrase will do. But the phrase, ladies and gentlemen, for the £100 is...
Rice, baby.
Rice, baby. There we go. Just lob a quick
classic.
rice, baby in chat. A classic. You're very much correct. So a classic. And you'll be in with a chance of winning £100 sterling. And hey, if you're American, think about how much that is in dollars. It's even more. So even more reason to lob it in. Even more reason to get involved. Rice, baby is there. Is Baz was the first one to get in. Make sure to slap that in chat. And if it comes through, one of you will be winning £100. So, Ray.
Yeah.
This is the time of the build-up show where we'd usually ask for score predictions. Okay. Now, you can stick around longer, so we don't have to do that yet. So instead, I'm going to ask you this: if it's not working, if it's not happening, how does Moyes change this up? You can see the starting lineups below us. Let's say it's not working. How does Moyes switch up to try and get something from it? We have Fornals, we have Vlasic, we have Yarmolenko on the bench. We don't. For me, although those are good attacking players, none of them are known as potential game changers. What do we do? If this isn't working, how do we switch up? Do you have any ideas? Any thoughts on that?
No. But yeah, I like Vladic. I like him. He's a good guy. The only thing the only thing I would like to see, and I would like to see him try, is I would like to see Rice, Krau, and Souček in the middle, as a middle three. Yeah, it would then give Souček license to run forward a bit more often.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I would like to see how them three work as a midfield. Krau might even be a bit more defensive and give Rice a bit more leeway to run box to box.
I think that's a fair shot.
At a time. We haven't seen that yet, so question why Moyes has not done that.
It's an interesting shout. I think we've always struggled with a 4-3-3, but that's usually because the person coming on hasn't been, like you say, it's a different dynamic, right? You bring on Krau, that allows both of those other people to get forward. Souček, one of his key traits can be his aliveness in the box, getting in, doing the business, scoring goals last second, right place, right time. Kevin Nolan Tekkers and Rice is obviously gets better going forward as he goes on. So I think that's an interesting shout. I'd never thought about that. Artis is agreeing with you. Artis is saying that'd be interesting. I've never thought about that. James saying, what if we match for Burnley 4-4-2 and put Fornals up front with Antonio? Yeah, Bowen up front with Antonio could be another option. Benrahma works. I mean, a lot of the time we convert to a sort of a 4-4-1-1 with Benrahma being the guy who's sort of sticking relatively close to Antonio as well. That's an option, Jamie. I hadn't really thought about it, but that is an option. Longello over Masuaku and have an extremely I have an extremely unpopular opinion. There's some people in the chat, by the way, Ray. I will just click on their comments without even thinking. A lot of people, I try to read what they're saying beforehand. I'll just click on Jeffrey Stelly. I trust Jeffrey Stelly. Whatever he says, I agree with. That could be a risk. Ngakia over Ben Johnson. I said it at the time, but it was a risk. Hopefully, I think Longello may be over Ben for me. And that's something that would be interesting to see if he was on the bench to bring him on in some capacity, right? Kiri saying Fornals has scored 4 goals this season, should definitely come off the bench if required. He brings a sort of quick passing that I like. He brings an intelligent, quick passing, which I've always been really impressed by. There's something when he comes on or is on the pitch where there's just one touch passing, just much more flowy than anyone else. I think Fornals is underrated. I know, for example, people like James in the chat, I know James Gunn isn't a fan of Fornals, for example, whereas I am. And I think both viewpoints are fair and understandable, but I love the geezer. Vlasic and Benrahma play exactly the same way, says Tom. I don't necessarily completely disagree with you, Tom. I think there is some differences, but I don't think we're yet to really see the Vlasic that we bought yet. We've seen a Vlasic that's sort of getting bits and pieces here and there, but we've not really seen the Vlasic we bought, and so I find it hard to judge him. But so far, if on what we've seen, I would agree with you.
I don't see him as a step up. I see him. I see him as like the year behind Benrahma, because Benrahma is exactly the same.
That's a fair point. Krau behind Rice and Big Sue could be OP. Rice, Krau, Souček could be interesting. I think that's a fair shot. I'd never even thought.
They're massive. They're massive.
They
like
are.
West Ham, they're massive.
They are bloody big. They are large and in charge, like you at your work establishment. Also, very brief shout out. I've just realized to the Hammers Chat store, merch store, because not only are we both repping Hammers Chat merch, completely by accident, by the way. I put this on and then Ray turned up on the stream and he had it on. So that's not only that, I've also just realized I also have one of the Hammers Chat mugs you can get on the store. The Future Legacy one, which is, of course, Rice and Noble, which I made. I didn't even realize that. Shout out to the store. On the other side, hang on. It was too full to spin around. It also has on the other side the Master and the Apprentice, something I made. Shout out to the store. Literally did not realize that was a thing that existed until that exact moment. Chuck says, hi, Charlie. Good to see you, Chuck. Greetings from sunny Turf Moor. I'll tell you why if you ever email me. Chuck, I forgot again. Do you know what, Chuck? I promise. Do you know what? I'm going to type it somewhere because the hand technique's not working. Email Chuck. Chuck's coming on 2 Spanners, 1 Hammer, Ray. And every time we do these, I say I'm going to email Chuck to sort it out, and then I forget. So Chuck, I will remember this time. I promise. And he says from Sunny Turf Moor, now's a good time to ask. We'll get some of the watch along questions in. Why not we do that while people here might not have seen the watch along before? And we don't know the stuff that we've got going on there. So I'll say this. Where are you watching from today? It is, of course, not live on English television, which means you could be watching from anywhere in the world due to the wonders of the internet. So, Ray, I'm watching, of course, from my home, my holiday home in North Idaho in America. It may look like my flat in the UK, but I'll tell you what, it's not. It is North Idaho. Because it's probably on in America, I'm hoping. If not, I'll fly somewhere else very quickly before kickoff. Ray, where are you watching it from? Where's everyone else watching it from?
I am watching it somewhere. I have no idea where it's live.
Yeah. Let me know, people. How you vibing? How you vibing?
I'm at Baz's. If Baz is still in the chat.
There you go.
He's hooked me up.
There you go. That makes sense. How's the pub going?
Yeah, it's good. It's busy. Good weekend. Christmas coming up.
Give a shout out to. By the way, you're here, so give a shout out to where people can actually find you most days. Of course, now you are, like you say, you're at Baz's. You're not in Liverpool, but if people happen to be in the Liverpool area, give a brief shout out.
So I run a bar called Coty Ugly, based on the film, in Liverpool City Centre on Bowl Street, just down the road from Liverpool Central train station. So when you're ever in town, come give us a little visit.
There you go. Go and get. Gio has visited there, and I tell you what, he didn't come out the same man. So I would recommend you.
It's not been back since. That says a lot.
So I would recommend you all go and have a gander. James says, I like 4 nails. I think his work rate protects his lack of end product sometimes. I thought he was class when he came over to Chelsea. Fair, James. I did simplify your opinion there somewhat. I do apologize. It's more because out of everyone in the chat, I sort of know your opinions more than most people because you hang around in the watch along and talk about stuff. So, but I do apologize. I did 100% simplify your argument. I do apologize. North Carolina, says Matt. GP's hiding in your wheelie bin, Ray. So good luck when you open that. It'll be like the first episode of Doctor Who. There's a reference for the boys. Hemel Hempstead says Frankie Demott. Listening from London for a change, says Scott. Scott, you're in London, flipping it. Welcome to the ends. I mean, I'm in North Idaho, definitely, and not in London, but I hope your time here is wonderful. Good to see you, by the way, Scott. I hope you're well, my friend. Well, Scott's a legend, Ray. I don't know if you've ever had the pleasure of meeting Scott, but Scott's an absolute don. Knackered, come to Australia, mate. Maybe I'll come. Maybe listen, if it's not on in North Idaho, my definite time travel devices mean I've got the time. Stoke-on-Trent, says Dean. I apologize. Perth, West Australia, on an illegal stream. Shh. I don't know what you're talking about. Shh. Don't know what you're talking about. Links in the Discord. I don't know what you're talking about. Shh. James is in a very concerning place that I won't say out loud, so we'll just move swiftly on after that. Martin says Richmond, Virginia, Greenville, North Carolina, and the US. Mother freaking A. Come on, Jeffrey, let's go. Watching from Peru, South America, says Chris. Love that. Optus in Brisbane, Golden, Colorado, Belgium. Where else are we saying? Idaho is famous for potatoes and incest. Well, I love one of those things, and I'm going to leave that at that. I'm going to leave that at that. I'm watching it from my living room. Watching it from the girls' changing rooms in Primark. Equally concerning, Tom. DAZN is the crud in Canada. Yeah, DAZN is definitely what I'll probably end up watching it in North Idaho, which is quite close to Canada.
Just a quick question, right? Do you think if Burnley do go down this season, which is looking like a high possibility, Pope, what's going to happen to him?
That's a good question. Pope will get a Premier League side, 100%. Pope is good enough to play in the Premier League. I remember when he first started playing for them, I was doing a like Burnley opposition thing for No Nay Never, the Burnley podcast, which is an amazing podcast. If you haven't, even if you're just vaguely interested in what's going on at Burnley at any one point, go listen to No Nay Never. Very good people, very good podcast. And I listened to it before I went on there. That's how you know I'm telling the truth. I'm not just saying nonsense. But that was when Pope first came in. And I was like, where has this kid come from? I'd never heard of him. He was like third choice and he only happened to come in because there were flipping injuries up the wazoo there. And all of a sudden, he's one of the best flipping goalkeepers. He was the best goalkeeper at Burnley and probably England's best goalkeeper. I 100% think he will. I 100% think he'll stay in the Premier League. I don't know exactly where, I don't know what will happen, but I can't imagine he would stay at Burnley in the Championship. He's too good. I honestly think, well, Ramsdale was giving him a run for his money this season, but before that, I would have said Pope all day. I don't know about you in terms of where you would put that, but
yeah, and that's what I was looking at Arsenal's goal with Ramsdale playing it at the back and playing at his feet, and he looks like a really good player. It looks like he can take on that role, and I think Southgate will pick Ramsdale first. I wouldn't be surprised if what's his name gets dropped, the Everton goalkeeper.
Pickford, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. If anything, I think he should. I think Ramsdale's been so good this season. Tifo did a really interesting video on distribution, and his Ramsdale distribution is being so much better than Pickford's that I think is no choice. I think Ramsdale is probably the right choice at the moment. But outside of that, I think it's a straight shot between him and Pope. I just think Pickford's fallen off somewhat of a cliff. Somewhat of a cliff.
Are you worried about Arsenal getting us out of the top 4?
It's something someone brought up in the chat earlier. Was the idea? GP wants to ask this, by the way, just before do we get a free point if we say Jew and Gonzo are sexy? I would say no. No support. I'm going to say this for no supporting of Gio and Gonzo allowed. They're not here. It's weird, right? And James Gunn coming through. James Gunn with the 2 bucks. Thank you very much, James. Shake the ting, miss. Can I shake that ting, miss? What a belter of a song. Am I concerned about it? I don't know.
They're a bit hot and cold, aren't they?
Yeah. I think this is their hot streak. So first of all, subscribe to Glenn Kitely, who does amazing Arsenal videos. I'm going to be on his channel this week, and I'm probably also going to be on the Arsenal Fan Circle channel as well. We've spoken about it briefly before. We didn't get around to sorting a date, but me and Glenn are sorting a date. So subscribe to there, because then you'll get to see a full opposition preview with an Arsenal fan. But personally, I just can't figure it out. I think this is maybe them playing at their best, and they will potentially drop off a cliff. Not off a cliff, but they will drop off and drop slightly down. Am I concerned about it? Yes. But if this is us playing at our worst and we're still getting wins, then I think we have a stronger shout at getting it than Arsenal do when they're playing at their best and they're still not quite at our level yet. So we'll see what happens. My gut does say we'll be all right, but we'll see how it plays out long term. Because I don't know whether or not we'll finish in the top 4 or not. I guess I think we've got a stronger shout than Arsenal though.
Well, you've got Man United, you've got Tottenham. They're the next big 3 that probably could top us. Are we worried about Kante and his influence at Tottenham?
Yes. We'll see how it plays out, but yes. I think that's the bigger. I'm more scared of Tottenham than I'm Arsenal at the moment. But again, it's all long term. And now they're out of Europe as well. They have less to do. Do you know what I mean? I think they went out of Europe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty certain they did. They'll have less to do, and in that sense, all of a sudden, there's bigger problems there. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But I'm not concerned. Let me put it to you that I'm not concerned. But like I say, if this is us playing at our worst, which I think we are a lower ebb than we have been for a while, we're holding strong. I don't know. And again, this week, of course, come back midweek because we've got Arsenal. That's going to be exciting. That's going to be big. If we can win that game, and again, changing to a back 5 or having a slightly more defensive setup for that game for when I was coming in would make sense. All of a sudden, are we that concerned about Arsenal if we can beat them? I don't know. I think that's going to be a very interesting game. Make sure to come back for that one. There'll be a normal build-up show for that as well, just in case you're stressed about this,
Yeah, I think we can definitely do the number on Arsenal. I'm not worried about any team. I was worried about Wolves. And look how that turned out. But I'm not really worried about many other teams in the league, really. Yeah, I'm worried about Aston Villa when we play them now. Gerrard's there. Gerrard seems to be getting them up and running. So I can see us, I think the 4th place is going to be the one that's up for grabs this season, and it's going to be very close. But if we can get past the 18 mark, still in the top 4, we have got a good chance to go January transfer. Let's put some bids in for some players. You know, do you feel confident we're going to get Jesse in January?
Not as confident as other people are. Not as
No,
confident.
I'm not 100% confident.
Just a brief shout out to Nuno the boss. Nuno came into the chat last match and was running wild, and I backed it 100%. So you're at Nuno. Hope you're well. I'm not as confident as other people are. I would put myself at like a 65, 70% sure he'll turn up. If you said to me right now I had to put money on Jesse Lingard arriving at one club in the Premier League, who would it be? Or one club in general, I would say West Ham. I think we're the biggest shout. But I honestly, I think it's much of a muchness. I think he could go to Newcastle. And I think the second it becomes official that Jesse Lingard is available, we'll see a lot more teams in for him than we did last time. Because we saw what he did last time. And you're telling me there aren't sides out there like Leicester, like Everton, who might need that spark. Everton would be a great shot, who need that spark, who, especially if he's available on loan, which it seems like he would be. I think there would be a lot more interest in him than there is right now, which seems to be basically West Ham, Newcastle. But I wouldn't put it past it. I really wouldn't. What about you? My gut says 60 to 70%. So let's say 65 for the Bants.
Yeah, my worry is someone like Arsenal. Sorry, not Arsenal. Everton coming into him, and then he's like, right, I'm a bit more closer to home, and they've got potential to be a bigger team. You know, what's going for us is where we are in the league. We are in that fourth position, you know, and that is a real puller for a lot of people. Like, West Ham have potential to be in the Champions League and Europe next season. Everton are not. So I can understand that. You know, I can't see many other teams that he would pick over West Ham, apart from, and the only reason I'm saying Everton is more because of the logistics for him to be closer to home and still in a big squad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. That's what James Gunn was saying here. To some extent, he'd be close to his family if he went to Newcastle and stuff like that. I think that is something we wouldn't think about, because usually we just think about footballers moving about and they move here and there and everywhere. But you have to remember, while he was here last time, he was getting essentially extra compassionate leave to be able to go back and see his family at home, which is probably why he enjoyed it so much. But it's one of those things. It's one of those things where, like, I just feel like it's not as certain as everyone else is saying. I do think it's likely. I do very much think it's likely. And I do think that we would want it. I do think we would want it. I think if there were other clubs, we always have the benefit of he really enjoyed it last time. Does he still not have his gaff in London? I don't know. I've no idea, Mark. Just the sort of thing Gio would know. This is what you get. This is what you miss when Gio's not here. Just a lack of, I would say, knowledge in general. But yeah, I'm not sure. But it would be one of those things where he would again go back and forth. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I think, again, if he has a list of clubs in front of him, I do still think we would be one of the top candidates regardless. I mean, he could have flipping Borussia Dortmund as one of those, but I know they were linked beforehand. I don't think they'll be linked this time around. But let's say he was there. I don't think there would be, we would still be next to Borussia Dortmund. Not because we're as good as Dortmund or anything else, but mainly just because we'd be like, oh, damn, there's a, like, he enjoyed himself so much. He knows he likes the work. He knows he likes the people. Why not? Sort of thing. We'll see. We'll see. But this would be the point, right? If Rizzy says, who do we replace for our starting 11 if Lingard does come back?
Benrahma, all day long.
It's probably Benrahma, but my concern with Lingard coming back to some extent is we played a different formation back then. We were playing 5 at the back. We were playing this counter-attacking thing where it was basically just him and Antonio and no one else up front. Whereas now we have this sort of front four almost with Bowen, with Fornals, with Benrahma, with Antonio. There's a lot more going on. That's not to say Lingard can't adapt to that and doesn't do that with Man United pretty well, but it's not as drag and drop as it was before. And does Benrahma deserve to be dropped for someone who, if we're being frank, hasn't done anything since he left us?
I don't know is the answer. However, in Moyes' head, I feel like Moyes knows Jesse and how he likes playing, and he's confident to stick him in. And you know, we can't. I know he's not done anything for Man United, apart from score one goal against us. But how ironic was that one? But I do think that he would get in over Benrahma, and that may turn the dressing room a little bit because Benrahma might be like, "Well, I've been here. We're in the top 4." You know, not only that, it might even hurt Vladic because like they all play in that similar position. Unless he moves in more, one of them more centrally instead of out on the wing.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Then who do you take out in the middle? Do you take Fornals out? That's the only obvious one. You're not going to drop Souček. You're not going to drop Rice.
Yeah, I mean Barry makes a good point here. He's going to AFCON in Jan, so he can fight for it when he comes back to some extent. That's fair. That's a fair point. But again, I don't know. We'll see. Lingard won't be done at the beginning of January. I'm fairly confident in saying that. I think Lingard and Lingard's people know just as well as we all do that there's going to be competition for his signature. I think it benefits them to wait a little bit to see what happens. As much as he'll probably want to get out of Man United and get playing again and everything else, I don't think it'll be instantaneous. And it's not like it was last time where there's a tournament coming up for England and he needs to be playing for any chance of that, blah, 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 blah. No, I don't think it'll happen straight away. I think we'll see a little bit of time in there. Scott, bottom up a baguette and call me Patrice. It's gorgeous. Try it light as per usual, but good to see you, my friend. Benrahma will be dropped for Lingard IMO. I think Benrahma is a better team player, says Chippy. I don't know. Oh, Chippy, it's a tight one.
The only thing I've got to say to that is Lingard did get frustrated with Antonio a few times. I don't know if that was just where they were trying to work each other out or whether Antonio just weren't on the same wavelength as a more experienced or more higher level attacker. But I remember seeing that a couple of times and I was like, oh, I don't like that. Don't like that bit.
Adam has come through with an incredibly strong Animal 11. He's playing a 4-2-3. I'm very impressed by this, Adam, by the way. And I'll tell you what, we'll go from the back, right? In goal, a skunk. You got Pig at right back, Pig at centre back, Guinea Pig at other centre back, and a Lima at left back. We've got a Beaver and Squirrel CDM duo there. We've got a Ferret at cam. We've got a Rabbit at cam. We've got a Fox at cam, a cat up front. A dog up front, and a bench of frog, rat, snake, spider, sheep, and hedgehog. There's a bit strong. That's strong from Adam. I like the hedgehog. We need that pace. Sometimes, the teams are tiring. You come on, you got pace like Sonic. You know what I mean? Rats, snakes slipping through, good dribblers and all that stuff. I think that's big. I'll be a bit concerned about the sheep. Never usually comes on and does well. Usually just stands about doing not much. But apart from that, I think that's very strong, Adam. I think that's very strong.
You'd never get this with Gio and Gonzo, would you?
Nope. And nope. Nope.
We apologize if you're watching.
Ray apologizes. I do not. I don't know.
Do you reckon we get Martial in January? Since he wants to leave in January, or do you reckon there's going to be bigger fish in Europe?
Again, I think there'll be bigger fish. I would love it. He would be my... I don't think Origi will be available. But if Origi was available, he would be my first choice for sort of achievable signings up front. Outside of that, if you take him out of the equation, Anthony Martial is my first choice. I flipping love Anthony Martial. I think he's so good, man. I think he's so good. I would be desperate for it to happen again. I don't think it will. I don't know how you feel, but I just think there'll be bigger options for him. But I think he's such a baller.
It makes me interested in what Moyes said in a couple of his conference as the best of what I'll go. We were saying that these agents are bringing in players that he'd never even thought about, who are a lot bigger names. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of them has crossed his desk. Yeah. Maybe Haaland, maybe as well. Maybe he wants him over.
Listen, there's no doubt. It's no doubt. He'd be closer to his home in Leeds. So more than he would be in Dortmund, I think it's not an unfair shout. Maybe a cheeky Erling Antonio partnership. Little cheeky 4-4-2 come in. Who knows? I love Martial. Alternatively, Martial wouldn't meet the personality test. I don't know if he would or he wouldn't, Collingwood, to be honest. I think it's one of those things where it gets painted and portrayed as if he has a bad attitude, but I don't know if he does. But I don't follow the situation close enough. You might, Collingwood, to be fair.
Just on that, he's saying he wants to leave in January to get playing time. That doesn't say to me that he's got a bad personality. It says that, look, I'm not playing for Man United. It might be my own fault. I want to go somewhere where I'm going to be played.
Which would be fair for him, to be fair. That would be a fair shot. That would be a fair shot. We are just over 12 minutes away from kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. And just in case you haven't seen the lineups at the bottom of the screen, I'll run through them once more because we're getting close to predictions time. Predictions time. So West Ham lineup as such: Fabianski in goal, Kufal, Dawson, Diop and Masuaku in defence, Rice and Souček in midfield with Lanzini, Bowen and Ben Rama ahead of them, and Antonio leading the line. Burnley lineup as such in a 4-4-2: Pope, Loughton, Tarkowski, Taylor, Goodmanson, Cork, Westwood, McNeil, Wood and Rodriguez up front. Again, if you're just aware, if you want the defense, you want the bench. Areola, Elise, Baptiste, Ashby, Crowell, Noble, Fornals, Vlasic, and Yarmolenko for West Ham. And then just in case you want Burnley's, Hennessy, Thomas Brownhill, Collins, Bardsley, Peters, Vidra, Long, and Lennon. So those are the lineups. Those are the teams. Remember, we are live all the way from now until full time on this very video. And then at full time, we'll change over to a review, the link of which I will spam in the chat. So you don't have to go everywhere. Come get involved. Stay with us the entire time. I would love it. I need it. I do the watch alongs by myself. And so if I have you lovely lot in the chat, you make it possible. So make sure to come back for that. Make sure to stick around, subscribe, like the video, all of that good stuff. Ray, predictions. What are we saying?
I'm torn between two scorelines. Well, scoreline one is 2-1 West Ham, obviously.
Okay.
And then the second scoreline is 2-0 West Ham. My question is, are Burnley going to score? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
I don't think they will. I'm going to go 2-0. Let's have it. Come on, you Irons.
Big, love that, love that. Gilly's coming through with 100-0, which is a bold play. 4-1 West Ham win, 2-0 West Ham, 3-0 West Ham, 3-1 to the Mighty Hammers. Louis is asking if it is televised. It is not in the UK, Louis. It is not televised in the UK. Of which I would say to you, just click on the link in the description below, Discord. You might find what you're looking for. I would say this. I don't know if they're going to score. And 1-1 after 84 minutes, the Otter comes off the bench to score us the winner. Big plays, Michael. Big plays. Just a big diamond. I don't know if Burnley will score. They're missing their top goal scorer, Cornet. He's out. Cornet, however you want to say it, I don't know, but he's out. We obviously know Ashley Barnes is out, and so starting with Wood and Vidra, it's not like they're bad by any stretch of imagination. Chris Wood is a very effective forward. Going up against Dawson, I think Dawson can nullify his strength and aerial threat, but Wood is a big boy. And Vidra is not bad. Vidra is an underrated player. He's a good substitute, Premier League substitute striker, in my opinion. For a bottom half, I probably wouldn't take him at West Ham. For a bottom half, I think he's somewhat underrated, Vidra. But they're blunt. They are blunt. Now, obviously, the back four, we have Masuaku involved. There's some questions about that. We're going to commit to attacking. You know, we don't have the wing support as we spoke about previously with Fornals on one side and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. We'll see on that side. But I would be erring on Burnley not scoring. I said yesterday on a different show, was it yesterday or the day before? At some point, I don't know. All my days have merged into one, Ray. It's December. I'm moving that to that way where every day is the same and I don't remember anything. I would say I would be tempted to say 2-1 then. However, now I see they're definitely missing Cornet. I'm going to say 2-0 as well. Big plays, Ray. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. I want it. I want it. I need it. I live for it. And we'll see what happens. 4-0 says Frankie. 4-2 to us. 3-0. Gilly is very insistent that West Ham are going to lose 100-0. Very, very insistent. Probably too insistent. To the extent where I would say maybe stop spamming. we move. 3-1.
On a serious note, how many goals per minute do they need to score to get to 100? It's not physically possible, is it?
It'd be over a goal a minute, wouldn't it? Let's say you had 3 minutes of stoppage time, so that's 93 minutes. You're talking 1.004 goals a minute or something. It's not happening. Could happen. Imagine if it did. Never, it's not happening. I can't even do it on like FIFA. If you put FIFA on the easiest setting and then put the timer to real time, I still probably wouldn't score 100 goals. It's just unrealistic, Jilly. I'm sorry. You've messed it up.
Right, I'm gonna go get set up for the game. I've made a cup of tea.
Fair enough. Thank you very much for joining. Everyone say thank you to Ray. Absolute legend. See you at halftime, sir. Where you'll be able to help me with the with my bladder. I'll see you then, bro. I'll see you. Bye. Ray Borum, the Liverpool living Dagenham Don, ending emphatically there. At which point I'll say hello, everyone. Welcome officially to the watch along. I will be live, of course, with you throughout the entire rest of the game. I'm just changing everything to the watch along setup now. I'll be with you until the rest of the game, so make sure to stick around because I will need you to be here just to back the beef. I accidentally changed the thumbnail there to something stupid I should have done. There we go. So if I do this, wait, hang on, we'll almost be there. If I do this and then if I get rid of this for a second. Before we do that, actually, we move to the watch along. So thank you very much, Ray, and thank you very much to Stuart Morris Accountants. If you don't know them, you should. They are wonderful people based in Ilford. A West Ham fan hooked us up and they can do the maths for you. I cannot stress how annoying maths is, okay? I used to be an accountant, and I can tell you this for a fact. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort. So you're going to want to get involved with that. You're going to want to get involved with someone else doing it for you. And that's where Stuart Morris comes into account. What a pun. Didn't even mean it. Doesn't matter whether it's personal or business. Ask them to do it for you. Stuart Morris Accountants, your accounting professionals based in Ilford. A West Ham fan hooked us up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ray. Thank you very much, Stuart Morris Accountants. And thank you very much for joining the watch along. We are officially here. It's happening. It is happening. And hey, if you're here looking for the match, fair enough. Good to see you. Hope you're well. There is, of course, one way to do that. And I would advise you to have a little look in the description below, because in the description below, what you'll notice is a bit called Join Our Discord. If you click on that, you'll be able to see it's free. It's a lovely West Ham community, something you can go and get involved with. And it also has a bit called Stream Links on the left-hand side, which will find what you're probably looking for. So go and have a gander at that. Once more again, if you're missing the team, because we are 5 minutes away from kickoff, if you're missing the teams and you have yet to see them, and I hope this works because I did not have time to test it this morning. Come on, okay, right. I just need to click this. There we go. Fabianski, Kufao, Dawson, Diop and Masuaku, Rice and Suchek in a double pivot in midfield, Lanzini, Bowen, Benrahma behind Antonio. Burnley lineup as such. Pope, Loughton, Tarkowski, Taylor, Goodmanson, Cork, Westwood, McNeil in midfield, and then Wood and Rodriguez up front. There you go. I didn't have time to test it, and somehow it still worked. What a time to be alive. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We have just under 5 minutes away from kickoff, and Mr. Moyes has turned up. I haven't seen you in a while, Mr. Moyes. Going to make a wee cheeky sub at the 82nd minute to get a wee cheeky goal in the 89th. Listen, that would be a wee cheeky beautiful time, Mr. Moyes. And I hope you do it. I hope you're well. I hope it's all good. Scott B saying Elysian Baptiste over Tarkowski. It's an interesting shout, Scott. It is an interesting shout. Someone in the chat earlier was asking the idea of whether or not whether we had enough centre backs in order to play a back whatever you want to call it for the ting. What am I saying? What's the words I'm looking for? I'm lost. Give me a second. I've been speaking a lot. I've not been up long enough. In order to play a back five, do we have enough defense to do it? And to be honest with you, I think we do. And I think it's people like Elise who could do it. I was really impressed by Elise. I'm not going to lie. I really was. And Baptiste, I thought played well as well. But Elise really impressed me in the Europa League game. So I would be more happy lobbing him in a back three if that's what we wanted to do. Do you claim your live stream baby books as tax deductible business expenses? I shouldn't I? I've never thought about doing that, but I might try just to see if I could get away with it. Just to see if I could get away with it. The problem is I eat them at other times as well. I might do it to get away with it. There are baby bells in, but they are in the fridge. Seeing as I had to work for longer, I didn't want to leave it and just like whatever. But they are here. They're in the fridge. If it gets called upon, for the baby bells, I can go and grab one, and we can move. Clips is here. Good to see you, Charlie, at the back post. Hello, how are you? Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Hope things are all good on your end. If you haven't subscribed to Clips, just do. I'm saying that like none of these people have. You definitely have. If you haven't, go subscribe to Clips. You know. Jake asking how he watches the game. Jake, that's a good question. What I would say to you, Jake, is although it's not live on English television, is that you should scroll down into the description below. And there's a bit called Join Our Discord. Have a little click on that, all right? And it's completely free to join. Lovely West Ham chat community. But on the left-hand side specifically, it's a bit called Streamings. And I'm just saying you might find what you're looking for there. I can't tell you for certain, but you might. You might. And of course, it not being live on UK television means I may, for once, be relatively close to being caught up with everyone. I will put the timer on, of course, so you know exactly how far behind I am. But I may or may not be almost in time with everyone today. What a time to be alive. Judas, my trustworthy friend, I hope you're okay. I hope you're well. I hope things are all good with you. I hope you're all right. When you're submitting your tax return, attach links to the videos if you've been peer pressured into eating citrus. Yes. I had a very odd conversation. I haven't told this on the show. I might have told this story in the stream before. When I was an accountant, I had a very awkward conversation with an auditor once during closing about why I'd moved £1 million out of an account and then straight into another account and then back out of that account and into another account. And the answer was I was an idiot and I did it wrong. I could tell its story fully at some point, but yeah, I once had a very awkward conversation with an auditor about it. So I reckon I could get away with a bit of citrus. You know what I mean? I don't think that's that deep. I think I could do that. 3-1 to us. Big plays. Bloody hell, you've made a video for the Discord. I didn't, to be fair. Mulch Mike did it. That's 100% Mulch Mike's work. Subscribe to Mulch Mike 128. Good Rocket League videos. They were the one who made it. Didn't even tell me they were making it. Out of nowhere, sent it to me, and I said, "Yo, can I use this? This is incredible." They said yes. So it's 100% them and not me. But yeah. They're not. This is a lie. I went last time and this was a lie. I'm not even going to check. There you go, legends. I'm not going to check again, GP, because they didn't last time, and I feel like you tricked me. We are just about to kick off. Again, I will be slightly behind, but I think everyone will be today. Just in case you are looking for a stream, like I say, check in the Discord below. But thank you very much for everyone for joining. Remember, I'm live until full time for the entire time before we switch over to live review, of which I will spam the link in the I need to click on that, Adam. I spam the link in the chat for you to all join. Just before we go quickly, Adam has nailed another banger, a 4-3-3 video game formation, which is very much my wheelhouse. Sonic in goal, Master Chief, Nathan Drake, and Carl Johnson at the back, Spyro, Pac-Man, Mega Man in midfield, Crash left wing, Mario striker, Kratos on the right, Link, Cloud, Ratchet, Rayman on the bench. Big plays. And I'll tell you what, Rayman coming off the bench, I reckon he could got a big header on him. He stretches out, no neck, probably useful in that sense. Cloud, how useful could he be without his sword? Could maybe just chop people down. I don't know. That's a banger, Adam. This is the kind of content I'm living for. We're about to kick off here, ladies and gentlemen, at Turf Moor. It is Burnley versus West Ham United in the Premier League. Come on, you Irons. Let's go. Big plays. Deploy the boys. Let's go. Because, of course, it is not live on UK television. So it's going to be it's going to be one of those days, people. It's going to be one of those days. If the doctor tells you to cut down on the baby bells on boycott the NHS, yeah. Well, we can live in hope. Imagine having to audit the accounts for an OnlyFans performer. I mean, it would be wild. It would be wild. Not a job I wouldn't take. I'll put that out publicly. Just logged in from my home in Chicago. Last week, my son and I were at a Chelsea match. Love that, Stephen. How was it? How did you enjoy it? How did your son, more importantly, enjoy it? I hope you enjoyed your trip over here well. How's Chicago? I want to go to Chicago. That's something I want to do at some point. Louis, if they're not in there now, they should be there soon. I don't know when, but it should be relatively soon. It should be relatively soon. Again, I'm not looking at it currently, but it's usually around just after kickoff if it's not there already. I'm just saying, I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize. OG, that's what. No, we'll go with OC. OC is saying Antonio will score today, which is of course part of the bet. I hope so. You'd hope so. If the doctor asks him to cut down on the baby bells, it's safe to assume the doctor is a Spurs fan that should not be trusted. Also a fair shout, Jeffrey. Also a fair shout. Early doors, a little bit bitty from this game. No real flow, no real dominance from either side. Burnley have a free kick on about the halfway line. But a bitty start, I think it's fair to say. Also just realized my timer is out of time because I had to change TV channels. So that's something I need to fix. It's going to be one of those days where that's going to be happening a lot. I apologize. Would have played Ben Ramos over Fornals for this one. Would have played Fornals over Benny for this one, sorry. So Sean, yeah, I get that. I mean, I like Fornals a lot, so I always would play him. But I think dropping the player in that front line who has the most defensive work rate isn't necessarily a bad shout in a match where it's gonna be a lot of us on top. I don't think it's the worst shout in the world. I fully understand why though, Sean, because I love Pablo Fornals, so I'd always back him. But yeah. My first game in 50 years, my son's first. We had a great time. I'm very glad. That is incredible. That is incredible. I'm very jealous. I haven't been to a game. Well, I say jealous, like I didn't go regularly before the pandemic. I obviously did. I had a season ticket, but since the pandemic began, I haven't been to a game. But that sounds unreal. And good for your son to get to a game as well if you're living in Chicago. Very exciting stuff. I'm very jealous. West Ham playing it around the back now. The free kick of Burnley came to nothing, by the way. It's not the most exciting start to a game you're ever going to see. I'm going to make a bold prediction and say this one's not going to be first on match today. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But I'm just going to say I don't think it'll be first on match today. And I hope we can get our foot on it and control it a little bit. You know, just put some pressure on Burnley. Ben Mee clearing it out for West Ham thrown deep into the Burnley territory there. But it's going to be one of those games, I think. I said 2-0, mainly because I can't see us scoring 3 because I don't think anyone can score 3 against Burnley without reply. I know Crystal Palace drew 3-3 them recently, but I don't think scoring 3 against Burnley is a regular occurrence. West Ham going back to their awful throw-ins. Love that. Absolutely adore that. It ends up at the hands of Mikel Antonio. Bowen tries to whip it in towards Ben Rama at the back post. Couldn't quite get there. It's headed away by Burnley. It's bouncing all around the shot. Declan Rice is going to be in for a big game today. Him and Souček battling in midfield. Bowen and Antonio literally running into each other, and Burnley come away with the ball really well. McNeil pings it over the top. He's looking for Chris Wood, who controls it down. There's Vidra alongside him. He's got Goodmanson out to his right, but the pass is cut out by Declan Rice. He more just shot at Declan Rice, if anything. And it gets forced back by Burnley into their own half. But a close opportunity there, but Mikel Antonio and Bowen literally running into each other. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. Nice touch to you to put Jamal Baptiste on top of the tree. Yeah, you know, he's just up there doing his thing, killing it, living a life. It is what it is. Sheep, please. West Ham to win today. I believe so, Sheep. I believe so. I think that would be a strong shout. If I was to put money on it, which I don't, but if I was, I would put a West Ham win down. I'd put a West Ham win down. Oh, deep ball in early, headed away from, I think that's Craig Dawson, is it? It was Craig Dawson. A good early cross from Burnley out of nowhere by Loughton into the path of, I think it was Chris Wood. Really well done. Maybe a hint of offside, but potentially not. And just battling with Dawson, who just headers it in an awkward way to get it out. Good opportunity there. Good opportunity there. McNeil tried to play it in, but the referee blows his whistle for some infringement. Some infringement in the box. Don't know who it is. It's Tarkowski and someone at West Ham who he's asking to have a conversation with. Tarkowski and Antonio. He's just pulled them aside to have a little combo with them. They were battling each other there. See what happens. So ball whipped in again from the corner. Second time from Burnley. Headed over from Chris Wood. Early stages, like I say, bitty. Neither team really on top. Burnley maybe the slightly better side. No free-flowing play as such. A battle in midfield that's probably going to carry on, but no free-flowing play. And you want to look at, say, you want to look at the three, and you want to be getting them as close to Antonio as possible. By the way, we're getting a minute's applause at the 6th minute for Arthur, as expected. Just important to point out, I think, from our position. But yeah, you want to get in and around Antonio. You want to get us dominating possession in their half. That's what we want here. And so far, Burnley are counter-attacking quick enough to where lots of long balls looking for Chris Wood, lots of searching long balls looking for Chris Wood. It does well there. Vidra finds Chris Wood, back off Vidra, Rodriguez, I think it is. Not Vidra, I'm an idiot. Back to whipped in, looking for Jay Rodriguez. Not great clearance by West Ham. It's bouncing around just on the edge of the area. Lots of headed volleys going on right now. Oh, McNeil, a little collision there, and it's a West Ham free kick. Deep into West Ham's territory. Yeah, no, it's difficult. It's difficult. It's difficult when you look at it and you're saying, well, when there's no dominance in this game from either side. West Ham aren't getting the ball anywhere near in the areas they want to. Burnley are certainly the more advanced of the two teams, or at least the ball is more consistently in West Ham's final third, as opposed to Burnley. So in and around our box, we aren't really getting out of our half too well. We're sort of pinging it towards Antonio, and that, to be honest with you, that's a bad shout. Look, as much as I want to see those long balls towards Antonio, towards Souček and stuff, Burnley are big boys, and they're not going to let that happen very easily. And so if we want to just keep punting the ball at that, I don't know how effective it's going to be compared to getting the ball on the floor, getting it to the likes of Lanzini, Benrahma, who I haven't even seen touch the ball yet today, Lanzini, Benrahma, Bowen, Antonio, get them playing some nice stuff. Because to be honest with you, right now, Burnley's tactics are 100% succeeding. So many headers. Carter has got links to work. Have a look, ask some people around in the Discord. They're usually about to help. Like I say, I don't know who's in there at the moment because obviously I'm doing this and I've done the build-up show and everything else. So I've had too much to think about, so I've not even had time to check. But it's worth having a gander. Mikel Antonio tries to find Bowen, terrible pass. And Burnley confidently maybe, rather than easily, getting the ball out and away. They're playing it on the floor better than we are right now. Rodriguez trying to switch up the play, can't quite, deflects out to the McNeil on the halfway line. Matt, the game is not on in the UK legally. However, I would say there are places you can find it. And like I say, it's probably just ask around in the Discord, and if it's not there, if they're not doing anything right now, have a gander. Stevie B says Antonio isn't improving, is he? We'll see. It's Ronnie. What up, bro? How are you? I hope you're well. How's Burn playing at the minute? Barely. Next question. That's not a diss. Just our attacking lineup's just not working. I haven't seen Lanzini get a touch of the ball. He's completely lost. Bowen's not really been able to do much because he's not really had the opportunity to. Him and Antonio ran into each other. It's a nice little layoff there from Bowen. Into the path for Lanzini for the first time. He spreads it out well to Benrahma. This is a dangerous opportunity for West Ham. Benrahma looking to try and bend it round Loughton, who does well. Hit from Masuaku. Arthur Masuaku almost with a little cheeky belter from the edge of the area there. The best opportunity West Ham have had It came forward quickly, and again, we're playing very fast for when I want to see us controlling the game. But Lanzini plays the ball out well to Benrahma, who's trying to shape the shot. Loughton does really well to defend that, by the way. Header comes out to Arthur Masuaku on the first time volley, just outside the area. He hits it. It's well struck. Pope looked like he had it covered regardless, but close. 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 Antonio isn't improved easy? No, not yet, but we'll see what happens. Not yet, but we'll see what happens. FIFA Algeria. Come on, Algeria. Let's go. Big plays. Big plays. West Ham collecting the ball again. Deep in their own half. Souček just striding forward with it. Plays it out to Bowen. He has Soufal on the overlap. Decides to cut inwards back towards the halfway line. Spreads the ball out to Masuaku. It was a bad pass. When... It was a bad pass. And Arthur Masuaku's turned around and started shouting at Jarrod Bowen about his pass. And the camera cuts to Jarrod Bowen. Let me read that. Masuaku's like, he's like saying, this ball is bad. This ball is bad. And it cuts to Jarrod Bowen, who's just looking at him like, unreal. Unreal. I don't know what Bowen's complaining about. It was a terrible pass, but there we go. What can we do? Unfortunately, I cannot show you a tiny bit of the game because YouTube and the Premier League will come and murder me in my sleep. They will destroy the channel. They will nuke it from orbit, like that one mission in Modern Warfare. I can't, unfortunately. I can't. I would if I could, but I can't, so I shan't, unfortunately. Nice effort from Masuaku. It was decent, Budgie. It was decent. I was surprised. Like I say, I think Pope had it covered, but it's good to see just that ingenuity to just go for it because I think it's what we want to be. We want to put our dominance on Burnley in this game. We've been starting slowly away from home recently, almost giving the opponents a head start. Yeah, we have, and today's another example of that. But we're growing more into the game here. Last 5 minutes have been all us. Nice quick pass in there from Benrahma out to Masuaku on the left. Takes it past Loughton really easily, drips it in, pulls it back across. Tarkowski gets the block. It's good play from West Ham. Faster play. Benrahma getting involved. Antonio getting involved in quicker passing play. Lanzini finds Antonio, who lays it off to Benrahma, who takes a touch, lays it off to Masuaku out wide on the left-hand side, takes it past Loughton like he doesn't exist. Goodmanson tries to pressurize and pushes him into an awkward position, and then a block from James Tarkowski. It's more hit straight at him, but that's good. That's better from West Ham again. Faster, just moving through the lines, using the players that we have on the pitch to their full ability. You know, we have technical players. Let's get the ball passing around on the floor. On the floor, whipped in from the corner, and there is a free kick to Burnley. Westwood is on the floor. Craig Dawson is the one who was penalised for that, battling at a corner. I just want to see what's happened there. so Dawson is sort of getting pushed a little bit as he's walking in. Not by Westwood. There's just a little bit of pushing and shoving. And Westwood is in the way as Dawson's trying to run into the box. He's getting pressured by whoever. And he ends up just mounting him. Like he jumps on him like a flipping backpack. Just grabs. He just falls to the floor. Definite. I guess it's a foul. I've no bloody clue. But yeah. 100 likes already. Really? Well, thank you very much, everyone. Smash that like button if you haven't already. I don't know why I said smash it. Press it gently. Caress the like button if you haven't already. I genuinely appreciate it. 300 means I don't have to eat coal for dinner. So please. Please. Proper bone impression. Thank you, Pete. If you haven't already, subscribe to West Ham Random Peach and the people there. Some of the hardest working people on West Ham YouTube. Peach, Budgie, Titch, Kieran. All doing big plays. Lawrence is popping up there more and more often nowadays. Get involved if you haven't already. Are West Ham playing good? Better. Significantly better than we were. Opening 5 minutes or so. 7, 8 minutes. Struggling. Now, starting to fire a lot more. Burnley looking a bit more shaky. West Ham looking a bit more in control. Susceptible, certainly. And I'm starting to think West Ham could concede when I didn't think Burnley were going to score before. But so far, so good from West Ham. So far, so good. Would to score first on West Ham 3-1. I'd back that elbow. I'd back that. I'd respect that. I'd take that all day, to be honest with you. I'd take that all day. They're doubling up on Dawson. From corners they were specifically. And guess what? They still both got taken out. They still both got taken out. Can that stay there? It can. Love that. Love that. We'll lose if we play airball. Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's no look. They're bigger than us. So what's the point? It's one of the only teams who are bigger than us. You know what I mean? And I feel like bopping around trying to stop it is a bad idea. They're one of the only teams that are bigger than us. I think we should just play on the floor, and we've got the people on the floor to do it. Lanzini, Bowen, Benrahma. These are people who can play on the floor. Why not utilize that? There again, Bowen first time to Lanzini. He's going to hit it from range with his weak foot. It's high and wide. A sighter. He waves in apology to the rest of his team. It's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout, to be fair. It's not a bad shot. And again, nice passing. And it's those three behind the striker. And I want Antonio moving into spaces, right? I want Antonio moving into spaces, dragging people away from those three. I want those three passing it around on the floor like they just did there. Benrahma to Bowen, both first touch passes. Bowen to Lanzini, first time passing, and Lanzini just lighting it up. Weak foot, it was unlikely to happen. If there's one person who's allowed to shoot from range, it's probably Manuel Lanzini. That's what I want from us, and we're creating a lot more from it now. And all of a sudden, we're gaining more and more traction in this game. The early pressure from Burnley when we started slow, as per usual, is coming back a little bit, and we're starting to dominate this game. Hopefully, we can make it count. And what's my prediction? I said 2-0 before. I said 2-0 before the game. I said 2-1 the other day, but after knowing that Cornet, however you pronounce his name, is out injured, I said 2-0. And I think that's a fair. I think that's a fair point. You're doing good work, Budgie, and I think you got to shout out the boys when they're doing good work. Shush, good to see you. What do you think about Fornals not starting? I think in today's game it makes sense. Usually I would be against it, and if we had to put Lanzini in, which I wasn't convinced we needed to, if I'm being perfectly honest, but I'm very much in the minority there. Masuaku taking down Westwood, and he wasn't. It's no yellow or anything like that. He didn't know he was there, but Westwood's going through the wars right now. Yeah, I don't think I'm not that obsessed with Lanzini starting, but I'm obviously in the minority there. What I would say is this: if you were going to start for someone in this game specifically, I would back it being Fornals. Not because I like Fornals. I like Fornals. I think Fornals is probably. I would put Fornals in our top 3 players at West Ham, if not our top 2. But we don't need that defensive work rate today. Not against a team like Burnley. We need to be on them, and I think that's kind of what we want. Amanda Panda, good to see you. Hope you're well. Saving Fornals for the Arsenal game. That's another good shout because he's going to be needed. That one morning he's going to be needed here. Corner from Burnley. They work their way down the left-hand side. Bowen's the one who concedes it. Again, Bowen works hard. He's obviously going to be back trying to stop stuff like that. We're going to need something here. This is where Burnley are dangerous. Just big men, big boys. Me, Wood, Tarkowski. These are all mountain men, big geezers you wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley if they were annoyed at you. Whipped in. Flipping heck. That was a terrifying moment. My God. Whipped in from the corner. I don't know who it is. I think it's Tarkowski's going for it. Let's have a look at it again. Fabianski flaps trying to get there. It's Goodmanson who jumps up for it, and Fabianski can't get his punch on it. There's a moment there where Fabianski is falling over, and it does end up going wide. Nowhere close, but flipping heck. It was close. Monko. Hi, Thames Ironworks here from Twitter. Using my son's account. Hello. How are you? I hope you're well. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. How West Ham playing? Better. Early stages was rough, Alan. We're getting there now. We're starting to put a little bit more pressure on them, starting to flex on them a little bit, starting to make them think about it a little bit more. We're getting the ball on the floor to the likes of Lanzini, who in the early stages wasn't involved at all and then got more involved as it went on. And the more he gets involved, the better, because we want the ball on the floor in those areas, pressurizing Burnley. They're going to be fine with us crossing the ball. They're going to, if anything, encourage it. So if we can get the ball in that number 10 position with Lanzini on the floor, quick, sharp passing, that's where we're creating our chances. And that's where we have done so far. I think we're doing decent. Charlie, do you like mountain men? Yeah. Unsurprisingly, with my long beard and long hair, I used to get my nickname at college. Well, one of my many nicknames was Lumberjack. So, yeah. Yes. Let it be known, baby Roslyn is in a West Ham dress and cooing on the lads. She does particularly like Antonio in the song I sing her. Come on, Jeffrey. Let's go. Indoctrinate them early. Indoctrinate them early, Jeffrey. That's what we need to do. That's the play you need to do. Goodmanson with a bad pass, and Ben Rama picks up the ball, starts storming towards the goal. I tell you what, Goodmanson does well to get back there, but West Ham retain possession of the ball ultimately. Antonio, of course, he's out wide on the left, lays it short to Masuaku just outside the area. Rice, West Ham now working the ball across to the right-hand side. Sufal controls it, plays it in. Again, I don't know how much joy we're going to see from crossing this game. I don't know if we should even bother, but it is our DNA. We were trying it, but cleared away. It's a West Ham throw inside Burnley's half, about halfway up the pitch. Yeah, frustrating. I don't know how much joy we're going to get from crossing today. I don't know if it's something we should even bother doing, but you know. Hooked across. Ben Rama gets a touch. Tries to backheel it for Antonio. Just they weren't on the exact same wavelength. The idea was good from Saeed Ben Rama. Controlled it out of nowhere on the outside of the area. It looked like it was Burnley's ball to get, but he manages to get there. Backheels it beautifully into. If Antonio was just a little bit sharper, knew what if they were on the same lines and Antonio was sharp, that would have been an unreal goal, but didn't quite happen. Charlie, what's your favorite British comedy? Mine is Blackadder. Nice, but The Office and Only Fools and Horses are contenders. They are. Only Fools and Horses is weird. Like, I went back to watch it recently, and the pacing of it is just so odd. Like, now when you look at it in modern eyes, especially because a lot of stuff on television now is like American comedies and stuff, it's just so completely differently paced. It's just almost odd to watch, but I still think it's a banger. Blackadder's great. The Office is great. What's my favorite though? I'm gonna have to think about that, Kyrikos, because I flipping love comedy, so I'm gonna have to deep sit a little bit. IT Crowd's probably up there, even if I don't necessarily disagree with Graham Linehan and all his viewpoints on Twitter nowadays. But I do like IT Crowd and obviously Father Ted. But I'd need to let me deep sit a little bit. Let me deep sit a little bit and come back. Remind me if I don't. West Ham are throwing deep into the half. Bowen tries to nod it onto Antonio again, just not quite. Antonio's not quite moving. Antonio's not anticipating the movements. He's waiting for the balls to be played and then is moving. A little bit of anticipation in there, a little bit of better link-up play, and, we move. JJ's raised an excellent point of Father Ted probably not counting as British. You're probably right. And the Irish part of me strongly agrees with you. So that's probably a fair shout. Peep Show is a screamer. Fawlty Towers, the Royal Family. Yeah, Royal Family bangs. Can you count Shooting Stars? I know it's a game show, kind of. It's a game show, kind of. But Shooting Stars, Vic and Bob, unreal work. Good shots. Oh, Arsenal Fan Circle is here. My G. Being Irish has got to be Father Ted for me. Yeah. Would you count it as British? Because the Irish part of me is kicking off. Green Wing underrated, ORC. Green Wing was underrated. That show was decent. Black Books, Spaced, flipping heck. Oh, I'm remembering all of them now. I knew there was a lot I'd forgot. League of Gentlemen still game. My dude. Inner Circle, if you haven't checked the Discord, do. If not, free pass. Maybe. Don't know what you're talking about. Fast show. Mate, there's so many. I need to deep sit. Someone said in-betweeners before. Ugh. Antonio picks up the ball deep into enemy territory. He's taken down by Tarkowski. Let me just try and get the timer back into check. It's not that far off, to be fair. We're forgetting Ali G. Flipping it. Yes. Ali G. Unreal. I was rewatching that the other day just because my girlfriend never watched it, and I was trying to explain Ali G bits to her, and she just was not there. And I was like, right, I'm just gonna show you instead. Oh, so good. Some others do have them, mate. There's some bangers. I'm gonna say Black Books and Spaced are my favorites. I grew up on them, so that makes a lot. Free kick from the West header. Oof! A lightning header. I couldn't even get the words out. That was incredible by West Ham. A free kick in a dangerous area. I said I didn't think that set pieces would be useful for West Ham today, but Bowen plays a brilliant ball in. Again, it's that idea of us. We're whipping balls into the front post. That's what we're doing at set pieces at the moment. And Diop's the one who gets his head on it. It's just palmed away. Whipped into the box. Header comes in again. Offside flag called in the end. It didn't end up going in. It was whipped in. It was really, I think it's Antonio who got the header for that one. It was really nice. Headed down as well, off the floor, bounces up. Absolutely beautifully done. My God. Two huge moments from set pieces there for West Ham. Coming very close. Very close. The thick of it. That's another one I'm flipping love the thick of it. Monty Python. Oh my God. Thick of it. I flipping love the thick of it. But it's got to be. I can't. Okay. Toast of London. Oh my God. I'm having an issue. Give me a minute. I'll come back to this. Burnley on the front foot, trying to make something happen. Soufal does really well. Just a little cheeky back flipping and he's away. Tries to play it to Antonio, tries to just roll Ben Mee, doesn't do it, falls over, and it happens. It doesn't happen. Good pressure from Declan Rice there. Ends up a free kick, but against Tarkowski, but it was good pressure from Declan Rice. We're looking at the replay here of an early cross from Kufal. It's brilliant, and it's Antonio's header is really good. It might not have gone in, but I tell you what, getting it down like that and bouncing like that is really fair play. Fair play. Oh my God. Just now, not now. Oh my God, the loudest noise just happened on my stream. That scared the living daylights out of me. Everyone ignore my reaction there. As I had to change television channels. Yeah, UK office we've spoken about. Malcolm Tucker is OG. Strongly agree. I've never seen Men Behaviour Badly, but I should. I've never watched it, but I should. Antonio tries to whip it in, looking for Lanzini, can't quite mind it. Taylor clears it away. It's another West Ham corner. West Ham are complete in the ascendancy here, in complete and utter control of this match right now. Knocking on the door, wanting to be let in, trying to put the pressure on the boys of Burnley. And it's working out. Bottom, yeah. I saw someone say, I saw someone up there say, yes, Mr. Garth Marenghi's dog. Yes. I'm a one-track lover. Down a two-way lane. West Ham corner whipped in. Punched away by Pope under pressure. It's a free kick to Burnley. But West Ham are coming close now. Coming very close. But the pressure is too high. Try way too fast. She's smooth. Like ice. Cold to the touch. And it isn't very nice when you're left alone. Sorry, I'll stop now. Flipping love Garth Marenghi's dog place. I feel a goal coming, says Budgie. I do as well, mate. We are knocking on the door. Trigger Happy TV, yes. Matt Berry would play Charlie in the Hammers Chat movie. Well, do you know what? I would take that, Mr. iBase. I would happily take that. But yeah. I feel a goal is coming as well, Budgie. We're knocking on the door a lot. We're making it difficult. We're finding even the crosses. The crosses I didn't think would happen, right? I really didn't think the crosses would be anywhere near as effective as they have been. But we've been getting some good opportunities from them, and I think more power to us. I hope we can carry on making opportunities from them again. I don't think it will continue to be a big play. That's why it's so loud. My volume's turned up. I was very confused there. But still, Pope is still down. Pope is still down for Burnley. You hope it doesn't last too long. Never want to see problems like that. And we're getting a big period of waiting around for it because of it. There was some warming up on the bench from Burnley's goalkeeper, who I can't remember who it is. I saw it. It's on the bench. Let me just double check. That's West Ham's bench. Oh, I don't have it written down. I can't remember who it is, but we're getting potentially a goalkeeper substitution, which would work in our favour. There's a stray foot, I think, on a stray foot. I did think it looked like he was bleeding, and he is. Blood in the mouth. My favourite British comedy is Dawson kicking Pope in the face. It looked very harsh, didn't it? It looked straight in his gob. Never seen Space. Don't think we've got it else. I think worth watching. Definitely worth watching. If you're into it's very pop culture from the late 90s, early 2000s eccentric. I know Budgie, for example, was talking about how relatable Only Fools and Horses is for if you're someone who lived in a flat share in your mid-20s, especially around that time, it's one of the most relatable shows you're ever going to see in your life. And of course it's Edgar Wright, it's Simon Pegg, and those lot who obviously went on to make a load of films together. Jessica Hines is in it as well. Jessica Houston, who's really flipping good, co-wrote with Simon Pegg. I think it's really bloody good. And there's a hell of a lot of British actors in it. If you you'll see consistent famous British comedy actors popping up in it. It's a really good show. Peter Serafinowicz is brilliant in it. I think it's a banger. Nick Pope joining the Che Adams Club. Yes. Get him in. Antonio trying to flick the pass, can't quite do it. Play has restarted here. Burnley jumping in harsh on Soufal there. Charlie Taylor making it a... It wasn't Soufal, sorry. It was on Bowen. Oof. Little studs down the ankles. Doesn't mean it. But it looks painful nevertheless. It's a yellow card there for Charlie Taylor. Makes sense. Awkward time for a break and play. You would want West Ham were on top. West Ham were making everything happen, and you don't really want to see. You don't really want to see that. You don't really want to see us lose that momentum, which unfortunately we have a little bit because of it. But hopefully we can regain that. Burnley are starting well after the break, though. Rodriguez trying to find his way down the left. West Ham defend it well. Craig Dawson does well there. Lanzini gets involved in the press just to force them out wide. Loughton with a really nice first touch, looking for Goodmanson. Declan Rice covers well, and it's out. It's out for a goal kick, I think. Good defended by Declan Rice. Good defended by West Ham in general. But yeah, Burnley looking a little bit sharper after. We'll see what happens. Someone said brass eye as well before, and I can't remember if I gave it the respect it deserves. But I don't think there's a line that makes me laugh. I like some things I watch again, I love, and I don't laugh at the jokes, but I love the jokes, so I just appreciate them. But the joke that makes me laugh every single time, it's in Brass Eye. Every time I watch it, and it just gets me. It's such a dumb joke, but it's the one where people are scared of technology, and there's the camera shot from the top of the building, and the guy's walking with a sign like that, and he goes, "Technology!" There's this technology written on the sign, and the woman's like, "Oh my god!" It catches me every time. It's such a stupid bit, but I flipping love it. What bench is Aaron Cresswell, Andy Carroll sitting on these days? Andy's starting for Reading at the moment, mate. Andy's out here starting for Reading. He started the other day. He got a goal the other day, didn't he? It was beautiful. Dad's Army, another shout I didn't even think about. There's a lot. I'll say Spaced and Black Books are my favorites. But that's because they were came along at the right time for me. They were very important in my teenage years. But I say those, but there's so many good ones. Cake is a made-up drug. Yes, Suburban. Yes. Cake is a made-up drug. Oh, what a show. What a show. Chris Morris, man. 4 Lions, bangers. Soufal down the right-hand side. Bowen's ahead of him. He's found him. Just blocked by Ben Mee, who's doing well in Burnley's defense, to be fair. one of the better throw-ins from West Ham, still forced backwards, but one of the better ones. Declan Rice does well, trying to find a pass forward. Does to Bowen. Eventually, he tries to swaz it. Can't quite get Benrahma on the other side. Close from West Ham, but beginning to knock on the door again, which is what was important. We looked like we were close to getting a goal earlier on. Before the break, we looked like we were close to getting a goal. We were certainly the better of the two teams. We were getting a lot of chances. We were even getting in good crosses from free kicks and stuff, and it was making it very difficult for Burnley to deal with in a way that I wasn't expecting from corners and from free kicks. I didn't think it was going to happen, but certainly we were getting a lot more dangerous, and it looked like we were happening. Slowed down a little bit. We were starting to regain that control again. Free kick from the left hand side. Lanzini whips it inwards. Can't quite get the head of Dawson, who's down. He's claiming a penalty very strongly. He's claiming an incredibly strong shout for penalty. He's very angry about it. It probably will go to VAR, but it's a corner regardless. Taylor, it bounces off his head. It's going towards Dawson and McNeil are charging for it. I don't know. He doesn't look. Dawson goes down. McNeil doesn't come close to touching the ball. We're getting a VAR check. I wouldn't complain if it's not given. It's clumsy AF at the very least. I don't know if we say it's a penalty or not. We'll see. I wouldn't complain too much if it isn't one. But McNeil doesn't get a touch on the ball, to be fair, and he does swing his leg, but it's not at Dawson. It's more just clumsy. VAR check over. It's a corner to West Ham. I can't complain about that. For me, that wasn't a penalty. I was like, if it happened, yeah, sure, I see it, but whipped into the front post again. We're just looking for that one set piece play we have at the moment. For some reason, it's not working. Sufal hooks it back towards the goal from the halfway line. Pope comes and collects it. It's good communication there from West Ham, from Burnley. Sorry. Care. Shout out to the boy. Mrs. Brown's Boys are good. I've never watched it. People who I trust comedically have told me that it is good, but it obviously has a reputation, but I've never watched it. I mean, by the letter of the law, yeah. Could be a pen, not a pen for me. I don't know how much they could have complained if it was given, but I think it would have been very soft, is maybe the way I'll say it. I've seen them given, they're so inconsistent with it. That's more my problem. I don't really mind what the judgment is. Benrahma, good defending there, by the way, to stop Loughton from being able to get into a decent cross. I don't mind what way the refs go. I don't mind what way the decision gets made, as long as it's sort of consistent. And that's my bigger problem with all of these things. It's not individual problems. It's more the consistency of it, really, if we're being honest. Peep Show is flipping brilliant. Last time we had the children's TV, now we're having comedies. I'm just living my best life right now. I'm just living my best life. Corner for Burnley, whipped in towards the back post. Fabianski getting an important touch to it. Ben Mee was at the back post arriving. It was good play by Burnley. It was good work. Deep cross in from Dwight Nil, looking for Ben Mee at that back post. He was attacking it late. Souček was there. You mean you probably Souček wasn't even aware that Ben Mee was incoming, and Fabianski does well to get up well and just palm it over. He looked like he was hurt, but he survives to live another day. Whipped in, secondary corner from Burnley, punched away from Fabianski again. They're making it. Burnley's corners are so good. So good. Jack Cork does well to recollect the ball. Swansea legend. Matt Loughton's ball from very deep isn't great, and West Ham regain possession of the ball in and around the halfway line. Lanzini, Masuaku, Rice. West Ham recollect it, regain themselves, collect themselves, try and move on. Sufal's ball with his weak foot into the path of no one was poor, and Burnley regained possession of the ball. A difficult half. A one where West Ham have probably been the better team overall, you would say. But not like Burnley haven't had their chances. But certainly one where West Ham have been the better team overall, I would suspect. But it's a rough half. Not easy, not an easy ride by any stretch of the imagination. Not an easy stretch by any imagination. We're looking at the penalty shout again. Yeah, I can't complain too much about it. I really can't. I understand why someone would say that was a penalty, but I don't think it was a guaranteed penalty. It is what it is. Benrahma is still down. He went down there, and Burnley have played on up the other end of the pitch. Taylor lays it short. Cork tries to put it in. The nod on. Fabianski thought about it for a second, but let the header from Rodriguez go wide. I'm not sure if Benrahma's still down. I suspect we'll cut to him now. Nope, we're going to see a replay of the shot. It was a nice try from Jay Rodriguez, to be fair. Nice little cheeky effort. Fabianski had it covered regardless, but a nice little cheeky effort. Getting a replay of Benrahma. Okay, yeah, I see why Benrahma went down. He's back up now. He's okay. It was a good tackle originally from the Burnley player, but the second leg that comes in just catches Benrahma. He flips over and lands a bit awkwardly. He's back up. He should be fine. But Todd, my G, how are you? My Charlie and fellow Hammers late arriving here. Just got back from vacation. How's it going? Where did you go? How was it? I hope you enjoyed yourself. We're getting there, Todd, is what I'll say. We're getting there. Probably the better team, but not quite there yet. Corner for West Ham again. We've got more than the 4 corners necessary. I think that's our 6th corner now. So we've checked off that bit of the bet. We need a Tarkowski card. I don't think he got carded. Someone got carded, but I don't think it was him. And then Antonio goal and a West Ham win for those who were in the build-up. Dylan, very angry with me about a footballing opinion. I would ask you to calm down. What Fabianski has done well at those corners, put your glasses back on, mate. Has he? If you say so, mate. It's really not that deep for me. If you say so, all right, fine. He's done. Everyone, Fabianski has done well at corners. You happy? I really don't care. Matters not to me. We disagree. It's not the end of the world. Header wide from Souček. It would have been spectacular from Souček if he managed to angle it there, going backwards, but it doesn't quite happen. Oh, Mr. Pardew. No, you never apologize for being late, sir. Never apologize for being late. Had to watch the F1. What a race, what an ending. How are we playing? I've been seeing people talk about the F1. I haven't seen any this season, but I do like F1. Next season, I guess I'll have to start again. But West Ham have been the better side. It's not quite happened, but West Ham have been the better side. Burnley have definitely had opportunities. Early doors, they were looking really good, but West Ham slowly grew into the game. There was a period of down. The play had stopped for a while because Nick Pope got booted in the face by Craig Dawson. Always good to see. And after that, it's been a little bit more 50-50. A possible penalty shout for West Ham. I didn't think it was a penalty. It went to VAR. They agreed. But yeah. Was visiting relatives in Billings, Montana. Done a lot of driving. Fair. Driving a lot is long, but yeah. Sounds very. I'm jealous. I've barely left flipping. I think I've left North London once since the beginning of the pandemic, and I was to go to a funeral. So you know, it's what it is. I mean, I'm obviously in North Idaho today, and I've left it to go. North. Ruby, where are you watching it? I am watching it from Footy Pass. I'm watching it definitely on the television on NBCSN in North Idaho and not on Footy Pass. However, I don't know if they ever managed to get. I don't know if anyone managed to get a link in the chat into the Discord. But if you have, it's worth a look, Linda. Ruby Linda. Bro. All right, Madman. I've seen you. Hang on. Did I see you? I didn't see you pop up in the chat, but good to see you anyway. I hope you're well. Lanzini trying to do something on the edge of the box. Can't quite find a shot. Lays it back to Declan Rice. Burnley defending well. They've got basically a back 8 right now. Masuaku Benrahma on the overlap, picks it up just on the outside of the box on the left-hand side. Tried to find a cross in, can't quite. One touch with Masuaku back into his feet. Rice now gets involved. Masuaku, good cross into the box, making a nuisance of himself, but Burnley do well to get it away. Burnley do well to get control, get it away. And they win a free kick. Sorry, not a free kick, a throw in, basically the halfway line. Battling for it, Burnley. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Jeffrey. If you best believe, if I'm ever in either of the Carolinas, I mean, they're quite big. I say that, they're quite big. But if I'm even close to it, you know I'm making my way to say hello. It's got to happen. My girlfriend is very against going on holiday to America. She's scared of guns. So I don't know if it'll happen, but we'll see. Disagree, we've been awful. I don't think we've been awful. We haven't quite fired on all cylinders yet. I think there was a period where we were looking really good and we were really putting it on them, but everything feels a little bit at a stretch. But we tend to get better at games as games go on. We don't tend to wilt that much. Burnley are obviously defending somewhat well. The organization's just doing bits for them, and we'll see how it goes. But I have faith that we can step up a bit. Ben Mee, that's a yellow. Easy yellow for Ben Mee there. Antonio get pulled through to Antonio. He's steamed through, and it's just a professional foul from Ben Mee. It's as obvious a yellow as you're ever going to see. Just comes flying in from the side, hacks him down. As easy as you like. Yellow card. Charlie Taylor was the other one, Burnley player who got a yellow card, by the way. It wasn't Tarkowski, I was right. Which means both the left-sided of the four defenders have got yellow cards now. So let's put it on them, shall we? Let's get Bowen in and around them. Let's start making it difficult for them. Let's get Kufusu on the overlap and stuff. Anyway, free kick in a good area for West Ham. Diop looks confused as to what's even going on in the area. Declan Rice takes it for some reason and it's headed away. He's just like, why we let him take set pieces? I'll never know. But there we go. He strikes the ball well, but I've never seen it be very accurate. And there is the halftime whistle. To a polite golf clap at Turf Moor. It is West Ham United 0, Burnley 0. A sort of so-so half. Good points and bad from West Ham. Moments where it looked like West Ham were really in control of the game. Moments where it looked like Burnley were really in control of the game. There was never the most amount of confidence in anything. If you just quickly go to the stats, for example, we can see West Ham have had significantly more chances. They've had significantly more possession, but like what that hasn't accounted for anything, you know. Look at the shots on target, it's 1 in the entire half. And that sort of describes it when you're looking at, say, the idea of like how much more dominant West Ham have been, and they have been. The shots on target say a lot, you know, at the end of that. It was a game of sort of, and if you look at statistical performances, this is who scored. If you're looking at statistical performances, not too deep either way. I think it's one of those ones where it's a rough game. Lanzini, I feel like, should be more involved. I feel like should be more influential. When we were at our best and we were putting it on them, Bowen, Lanzini and Benrahma were getting in and around with first touches in the box just outside Burnley, just in front of me and Tarkowski. That was causing issues. We were getting shots from range. We were getting opportunities from that. But we weren't. But again, the times where we haven't done anything, we've not really done much. We've played it out to sort of Soufal and Masuaku to get crosses in, which have been more effective than I thought they'd been, but not really anything much to write home about. Antonio's been present. He's been better than he has been at the beginning of games in recent weeks, but not much than that. I don't know. It was what it was. You know what I mean? It was a game where we've dominated, but not really a game where we deserve as many plaudits as humanly possible, you know? I don't know. I don't know how you feel. Let me know how you feel. And more importantly, than how I feel, at least, is how Ray Borum feels. Ray, when Gio went to me, oh, would you be able to do the build up and a watch longer review? Blah 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 blah. I'm going to the game. I can't do it. And I was like, yeah, I'll get Ray involved. Me and Ray would do it. I did remember then it was Burnley away. So good luck talking about that half. How do you feel?
Well, Burnley started off well for the first 10 minutes, I thought. And then we sort of got back into it, and I can't see Burnley weren't going to score against us unless it was against a set piece or a corner, something like that. They haven't really brought anything attack upfield, nothing at all. It's just it was just a bit stale and just not much in it. And I feel like the game needs a goal to bring it to life. It's a really boring 0-0. I thought Masuaku started off a bit shaky, but he's grown into it. He's actually done a lot better than I expected. I see him and Bowen having a little argument about how Bowen passed him the ball and he didn't control it. So
that was incredible. That was unreal. The ball comes across. It was a terrible pass from Bowen to Masuaku, by the way. The ball to Masuaku was trash. And Masuaku looked at him, started shouting at him. And I did this in the watch along, but I'll do it again here. The ball comes across. Masuaku's like, blah, da, 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 you should have passed here. And it cuts to Bowen, who's just like,
yeah.
It was beautiful. I loved every second of it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was like, yeah. Normally slag Masuaku and he's defending off. He's done all right today, to be fair to him. But our crosses, we just can't cross the ball. Like corners are just hitting the first man, pretty much. I feel like, yeah, but what?
I don't know why. The Diop one made sense when it was the same tactic from the free kick, right? We played it into Diop hard and fast, whipped in towards his head. He gets a glancing header from the front post. It was difficult. That's kind of what we keep trying to do, and yet we just consistently hit the first man doing it because we're aiming in that area, and it just feels backwards to me. I was saying during the thing that I wasn't super confident that we would have very effective set pieces because Burnley are just so bloody big. They are big men. Big burly boys doing bits, you know what I mean? And I was like, big boys managed by Sean Dyche. And I didn't think it was going to be, I'm sorry. I didn't think it was going to be the most effective thing in the world. But there were one or two instances when we were in control of the match where I was like, oh my God, this is happening. We could really make something of it. But after that, I was just like, it went back to being poor crosses again. I don't know.
Yeah, we need. I thought Antonio is. I don't know if he's holding himself back, but he's not down as much as now. Is that a case of his hamstrings? He's like, I need to save myself, but I felt it was a bit lackluster again. It just screams out striker January. We need a striker. We need someone who can play more.
Agree. I'm gonna go toilet and leave you all in the capable hands of Ray for a second. Be kind. Before I do that though, Ray, I want to just bring up one comment for you. Looking fit, as we know, as expected from Ray Borum. Right, I'll be back in a moment, Ray. Good luck. I'll speak to you in a second.
Right, so chat, I've got a question for you. Now, Tarkowski, I didn't think he's not playing that great for me. He's not someone that I look at and say, right, we need to go buy him in January. What do you think as well? I didn't think he was playing that great. I don't think he's defending as great. Wally, I can't lift up your £10, but thank you very much. Charlie's not here, so you got me. But yeah, I didn't think Tarkowski was. I don't know if I know if I'm saying that properly. I didn't think he was that good. I thought he was a bit overrated. Really, what do you think? What we got here, Mr. iBias? I can't put them up. I've not got the access. They don't allow me to have access to the back end. unfortunately. Looks like a Sunday League rather than Elise. I agree. I thought Elise and Baptiste are a lot better, but it's not a Premiership team, so we've got to take that around. He's rated in stats really high. GP Jan Taugasi isn't good enough. Taskers has been off since he rejected us and got binned by England. Exactly. B. Scott. I totally agree with that. And he's not doing himself any favours. So Southgate is in the stand watching, keeping an eye on. He's going to be looking at players like Pope. He's going to be looking at Tokasi. He's going to be looking at Bowen. And I thought Bowen's been quite a little mischief, doing his bits, running left, right, and centre. He could be an outsider, if there's a couple of injuries to England, to get a call-up. He deserves a call-up, I think. What else we got here? Ray, who would you marry out of Gonzo and Gio and Charlie? Probably Charlie, my boy, because he orders loads of takeaways. He can make me look good. Bless him. I expect Moyes to get better out of Taukasi. He always does. Lewis, I never on that. I didn't think that some of the defenders we bought in the transfer window with Dawkins was that great of a deal, but he was 2 million. Played fantastic. I feel Dawkins plays better when he's got competition. So that's a good point, but I don't know. It just feel like for us to get in that next level tier of top four, we probably need to look like a better defender. I just don't think Taukasi is the one. I can see someone like I'd rather invest in Nat Phillips of Liverpool than I would in Taukasi, because I think that he's got a brighter future, where Taukasi's sort of, this is his last transfer before he goes off. So, I do want someone I do want to root to football for Baptiste and Elise, because I'm excited by the youngsters in the cup. I was really, really happy with them play. And I've been saying to Charlie, maybe we need to look at getting a left back. However, the left back kid played really well. I can't remember his name. I do apologise. But I thought he played really well, and I thought he fantastic. And he still needs nurturing. He still needs guidance. But that's another day. But as for this game, it's been a bit boring. Do we still reckon our predictions in play? Do we think 100 to 1 is going to happen? I don't know. I don't know if 101 is going to happen now, Charlie. Do you reckon?
We've got the corners. A Tarkowski card would be useful. And what's the other one? Antonio needs to score. That one I'm most concerned about. But then again, he does have a history of just rocking up out of nowhere and getting a goal. What about you? What do you think?
It's going to be close. It's going to be tight. I'm not 100% sure now, but you never know. Do you think that was a penalty, by the way?
No. I can understand. It's one of those ones where I've seen him given, but I think it would have been harsh. But I have seen him given.
He did kick out to the player. I can see why. Yeah. I can see why he didn't give it, because Dawson was not in control of the ball.
Yeah. I don't know if you called it out, but if you did, thank you very much, Wally. I appreciate it. Good work.
I told them I'm not allowed access to the back end, so I can't bring everything up, unfortunately.
yes. No. Ray's not signed into I don't even know the password to the stream. I signed in once. I don't have the password. I can't. It's never happening again.
He changed his computer. He's screwed.
Yes, a little bit.
Yeah, and that's with all these passwords, not just this one.
It's a problem. It's actually genuinely quite a big problem.
Question that I've asked the chat while you've been away, Charlie, and I want to ask you as well. Tarkowski, what did you think of his first half performance? And did it say to you, we need to go buy him in the summer, in the winter, and in January?
I don't know. Ray has access to it when he wants. I think he was fine. I think he was fine. Nothing to write home about. I think he. Go on.
I was going to say, I felt disappointed. I didn't feel he's not someone that I now look at and thought, yeah, we need to go get him.
Yeah, he was fine. He was all right. Like it wasn't anything big. It wasn't anything big. I don't know. I think it's one of those ones where, again, I see him as an upgrade for Dawson. If we had Ogbonna and we had Zuma and they were fit, then Tarkowski doesn't start. They are both better than him. I think he would be the first one. He would be the bench one. He'd be the one after it. I thought he was fine. He did some okay stuff. He did some not okay stuff. He looked frustrated at times. I'm thinking specifically, I can't remember who it was. It was probably a tackle on Bowen or something down the when they were parading down the right hand side and he came across the cover and he just looked annoyed by it more than anything. I don't know. No, I would like if I judged him only on this game. No, it wouldn't be someone I would go and sign. In general, I know he's better than that, but I don't think he's having a great game. I think you're probably fair to say that.
Yeah, I was saying like Gareth Southgate is in the stand watching the game now. If he's looking at the teams, I don't see him getting back in the squad. He's not doing anything to say to Southgate, right, put me back in England. And then that worries me about his headspace. Like, should we be looking at him?
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout. I think that's a fair point. I think you probably not. Probably not. Is the password still Jordan Hugo? Shh, I think that's probably a fair shout. I don't know if he would. But then again, we've got a lot of centre backs going on right now. A lot of big centre backs. And even you can stretch further outside. You look at Tomori in places like Milan and stuff. I mean, we've got a lot of options all of a sudden. So I don't know if he'd be getting near it. But that could help us. Guy who's dependable but not international. That's useful for us. Do you know what I mean? It means we don't have to flip and get a private jet to go and pick him up from Jamaica or whatever the hell's going on. Speaking of Jamaica, Antonio. I don't want to put the blame on him because I think we were blunt for a lot of that, and I don't want to say it was just him. But I do think there is a level of like something needs to be changed in our front line. There was that 10, 15 minute, 20-minute period after their initial, like you said, the first 10 minutes when Burnley were really good, and then we took possession up until about the time when Nick Pope got battered. I do think something needs to change because then we were good, but it just doesn't quite happen. And before you run off for the second half, which is getting underway in just a moment. Is there anything you would change in that second half for that to try and start that? There's been no changes at halftime as I can see. Is there anything you would do specifically?
No, I wouldn't because I thought the only thing I thought we were struggling was the final ball, the final like shot and the final touch. And I feel like that we with the team that we've got, we brought anyone else in, it would probably set us back a little bit.
Fair.
In a minute. So I feel like we can just get through till the 65th minute, see what's happening. If it's still 0-0, then we're going to look to have a change of some sort. 65 to 69, as your favourite one is.
Fair enough.
If you have sub bingo.
I have not done some big. I'll tell you what, let's do it very quickly now. The second half has just kicked off. We'll do it very, very quickly now before Ray. You can start so you can charge off to watch the actual football match. Seeing as we will be doing Two Spanners, One Hammer tomorrow, you need the information. Not that we spoke about it at length by that point anyway. But Sub Bingo is, of course, the game where we say what time we think David Moyes will make his first substitution. Corner for Burnley, whipped in, headed away. It's fine. Burnley's now shouting for a penalty.
Sure.
David Moyes, when's he making it? Ray, what minute? What are we saying? I'm saying 69 minutes, as per usual. It'll be 4 nows for Ben Rama.
71.
Nice, big place. Ray Boreham, thank you very much for coming. Everyone say goodbye to Ray.
See it full time.
See it full time, bro. We will, of course, be live throughout the rest of this game on right here, very much. So subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. I appreciate you for being here because, of course, this doesn't happen without you. I do the watch along by myself, and so I need you. I need you here. And then at full time, we switch over to a live review, of which I will spam the link in the chat so you don't even have to go anywhere. You can enjoy the entire thing with us. Declan Rice does really well to wobble his way through. Is a good tackle by Ben Mee at the back post, but a poor pass out. Ben Rama hits it, deflects off. Corner for West Ham. There's a good opportunity there. Good little cheeky opportunity out of nowhere. But Yes. Make sure to stick around for that, the live review, which I'll spam the link in the chat. Like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate it very much. Declan Rice just charging forward there, trying to make a nuisance of himself. Really good tackle by Ben Mee into the path of Ben Rama, who Ben Mee again gets the block. Good work. Good work. Corner, looking for that front post again. Not great. Souček tries to hook it on an overhead, doesn't quite manage it. And then it's cleared away by Burnley. Let's have a look at some bigger show. Ray's amazing. Hayes I disagree. What a boy. What a boy. I don't disagree. I strongly agree. What a boy. Ray man of the match. Strongly agree with that as well. Make sure to say that later, Jeffrey, in the review. 60th minute for the sub. 60th minute, 81 says Clips. Good to see you. I don't know. I said that. I've already said hello to you, but hey, good to see you again. My brain's just on autopilot right now as I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on in my life. 72, 55 for now for Ben Rama. 82, a late one. I like it. I like it. I like it. Burnley taking their time to attack here. Whip the ball in. Nodded down by Rodriguez, looking for someone, but Masuaku does well to just hook it away. Ben Rama trying to stop it, can't. $77, $78 says Judas. Some late ones. Or Taylor does well there and he's taken out by Jarrod Bowen. You imagine who's going to pick up a yellow card for it. You would imagine. You would imagine. Charlie Taylor does really well there, by the way. He just takes it past Bowen. Dinks it past Ufal brilliantly. Jarrod Bowen just takes him out. I don't know if Bowen got a yellow card there. I think he probably deserved it. Charlie Taylor did really well there. Fair play. It was like Masuaku was playing at left back for Burnley all of a sudden. I'm very Hammers Chat merched up right now. The mug, the t-shirt. It's disgraceful, really. Oh, 65 minutes sub, 66 belt. Fair. 97 minute late. Played in, headed away from Dawson. Mee's fighting with Masuaku with it. He manages to just clip it and then regains it on the follow-up corner from the follow-up cross, by the way, from Burnley. Antonio leaves the pass. For some reason, Burnley regained possession. Played into McNeil. Hits it. High and wide. High and wide. Rice done on suspension, he gets a yellow. Yes, I believe it resets in January. Correct me if I'm wrong, everyone, but I believe January is the date it resets, but I believe so, yes. Yes. Relook at the Burnley shout for a corner early on in that. No corner. We shouted the Burnley pen shout from the corner earlier on. No pen for me. No pen for me. Ben Mee and Sufal battling. Ben Mee's no end of the ball. Goes to challenge for it. Falls down on his way. Nah. I really like Ben Mee, Clayton. I know you're speaking to GP, but I'm just going to charge in and have an opinion on it. I really like Ben Mee. I think Ben Mee to some extent. Now, I do think Tarkowski's the better out of the two, but I do think Ben Mee has a little bit of the Konsa about him in that everyone talks about Mings standing next to him, that they miss Konsa. Konsa's actually really, really good. I actually think Konsa's better than Mings. It is very sunny in Idaho right now. Too sunny. It's becoming a problem for my lighting setup. It is. North Idaho is very sunny this time of year, apparently. At like 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is here. Big boot from your boy Nick Pope. West Ham nodded it straight back down. Again, our best period of play was when we were playing it around on the floor, but I just don't know if we have it in us as a team, as a unit. We have it in us individually. We have it in us individually. The individuals on the pitch are great, brilliant for this, but it's not quite happening yet. I would bring on Fornals. How does Ben Rama get to start ahead of Fornals? I think it's the defensive work rate wasn't as necessary in a game like Burnley, where we're going to be in control, like numbers wise, which we have ended up being. That's my bet. That's my bet. I do think Pablo Fornals should come on. I think his footballing intelligence and quick passing, one-touch passing and stuff is what I would be interested in. McNeil trying to cross it in, nodded away from Arthur Masuaku, only as far as Loughton, who tries to play it in very, very deep. Matt Bowen watches it run out, and it's a goal kick. I feel like the idea. I feel like we should bring on Fornals at some point. I think he could have a positive effect on this game, not necessarily defensively, but certainly in an attacking sense. I think he could have a positive effect in this game. I think we need a bit of dynamism, a bit something. Antonio tried to flick his way around Ben Mee. He recollects the ball on the offside. Ben Mee just incredibly, almost too easy for Ben Mee to defend that one. But Antonio gets a second bite of the cherry. Does well to take it past Ben Mee that time. Pulls it back across. Is it a goal kick? Is it a corner? It's a corner. Antonio and Nick Pope have a little laugh and joke with each other. The first time from Antonio was pretty lazy. I can't lie. And Ben Mee really easily does it. But then when he runs at him, Ben Mee can't contain him. He crosses the ball. It deflects off Charlie Taylor. Comes back. It does hit Antonio, but it goes out of play before it does. It's a corner. It's a corner. Jarrod Bones take it. On the right-hand side. Whips it in. Straight into the hands of Nick Pope. We move. We move. Dribbling is underrated. I agree. I love Pablo Fornals is our second best player. I'll confidently say he's our second best player, at least. At least. I have the game on one screen, you on another, and Formula One on another. Is that normal? It might not be normal, Budgie, but it's unreal plays. Good work, my friend. Good work. Good work. Are we belling today? If the people want the bell, if the people think the bell is necessary, if we get enough votes for the bell, I'll go get the bell. You know, I will go and collect the bell. It's down to the people. It's up to the people. We have bells available. Souček plays it out to Sufal, tries to play it across the floor. Ben Ram was there, Bone was there. Neither can get on the end of it. It's cleared away. McNeil then tries to spread the play out. Arthur Masuaku does really well to intercept that. Collects the ball. He's looking for Ben Rama on the overlap. He finds him. It's a bit awkward, but Ben Rama recollects it just on the edge of the area. To Lanzini. He's shooting distance for Lanzini, who went for it. It was blocked, closed down quickly. Probably importantly from Burnley there. Sufal tries to play it in early. His early crosses haven't been great. Headed away quite easily from Burnley. But West Ham recollects it again. Burnley under a lot of pressure right now. Declan Rice whips the ball in, looking for Ben Rama, Antonio at the back post. Can't quite manage it. Bowen has control of the ball in the area. And so, flipping out. Ben Rama with a header. Oh, it was close. The ball came to Declan Rice in the area, just on the right-hand side. Tried to put the ball in with as much venom as humanly possible. It ends up deflecting up into the air for Ben Rama, who jumps, gets his head on it, gets more power on it than I expected, and Pope has to full stretch to save that, puts it out for a corner. Flipping heck, it was close. Flipping heck, it was close. Whipped in now from a West Ham corner towards it. Pope punches it confidently. Replayed into the box again. That one significantly worse. Goes out for a goal kick, but close. Close. My G. I hope you're well. I hope you're good. So everyone subscribe to Hams Fans United if you haven't already. Are you doing a watch along right now, Titch? Because if you haven't, if you don't enjoy it, mind people, go watch Titches on Hams Fans United. Click on that. Go and have a gander. If you're doing well, I don't know if you're doing well at the moment. I haven't had time to check because I had so much to do today. But hope you're well, regardless. Nah, fair. Okay, well, don't bother going to check out his watch along. It doesn't exist today. But do subscribe for future ones. Whole pack up Baby Bells pre-match. Yeah, that's fair. He's been on it. He's been on it. Bell. I think the bells may be needed if it's the same at 70 minutes. All right, fair. Stopped at halftime. Fair. Came hit obs. All right, we'll give it a little minute. Give it a little while. See if the bells come more into play. We did have a couple of Baby Bell shouts, but not enough to activate the vote. But we did have some Baby Bell shouts. But if we're saying maybe hold off to the 70th minute, maybe 65 here, we're saying here. Lewis is saying if it's 0-0 at 65 minutes, we need to consult the Bell God and ask for his guidance, maybe. You know. Masuaku, back to Rice, back to Masuaku, forward to Ben Rama now. Looking to attack down that left-hand side again. Surprisingly, I think we should be going down the right. There's Ben Mee, who's the right-sided centre-back, and who's the left-sided centre-back for Burnley, and also their left-back, Charlie Taylor. Both have yellow cards, so I suspect we should be attacking down that set. But Declan Rice is doing well here. Digs it across, palmed over from Nick Pope, and it goes out for another West Ham corner. So I feel like we should be attacking down that side, but we're not. We're attacking down the other. And it's we'll see. Don't bell too early. We always fluff it. It's a good point, Scott. We have bell early in a couple of games. It's not gone well. It's the timing of the bell is almost as important as the bell. Corner. Lanzini whips it in, looking for that near post again. Has it worked one time out of 10? Maybe. You'd have to tell me. I can't remember. Masuaku hooks it as the Ben Rama into the path of Lanzini, back out on that left-hand side near the corner flag. Gets his way into the area, tries to take on Lowton, who does well to dispossess Lanzini, and then just gets it away, but straight into the hands, or the stomach, more accurately, of Arthur Masuaku, controls it down. And West Ham regain possession again. Oh, good ball into the path of Ben Rama. Pulls it back across. Close. Very close. Ben Rama just with a lovely turn, just in behind. Shot from range. It comes back mid. Shot from range from Antonio. It was never happening. Just don't shoot from outside the area. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. Brilliantly done by Ben Rama, by the way, in the build-up to that. Lovely turn. Just takes it past Tarkowski. Takes it past everyone in Burnley. And then the pullback, he was looking for Antonio, who was stood still in the middle of the area. There was an attack opportunity from Bowen, who's attacking it, but it's not happening. As Matteo Vidra, former Watford Udinese legend, comes on for Chris Wood for Burnley. Said that you a virtual £100 super chat. Man's got 6 kids, bro. Listen, thank you very. That matters just as much as the thought that counts. Thank you very much. Wally was kind enough to lob a $10 in. We had a £2 as well in the build up that I completely forgot to mark down. Can I find what happened? I don't think I can. It won't show me, so I can't. But yeah, massive thank you to those people. I don't expect it. McNeil trying something for Burnley. Keeps trying to jink left and right. Good defender by Jarrod Bowen, who just did not let him pass at all. McNeil was trying his hardest to get a cross in, and just Bowen stuck to him like glue. Wouldn't let him happen. Ouchie. Smashed my hand. Was not fun. We move. Corner. Put in. Oof, Westwood tried to put it in. Fabianski gets the punch away. Him and Goodmanson having a little bit of an argument. Tarkowski shouting at the ref now as well. It's played in. Goodmanson's just on Fabianski, who rises and punches it well. And the referee ends up calling it a foul for blundering on Fabianski, but he did well regardless. It wasn't even close. Antonio's at least trying harder this half, to some extent, Budgie, yeah. Fair, yeah. Yeah, I gave it to Wally. Give it. Listen, Wally deserves $100, mate. He deserves 90 quid. Let him keep it. Do you know what I mean? I'm fine with that. I'd give him the other 10 if I could. Bowen plays out wide to Ben Rama on the left. Masuaku on the overlap gives Burnley something to think about. Souček does well to keep that in possession. Ben Rama shapes from range, tries to just find it, but I'm okay with us. Look, I don't usually like shots from range, specifically when they're Mikel Antonio or Declan Rice. I feel like that's a pointless endeavor. However, I don't sort of mind it too much right now. I want us to keep the pressure on, want us to sort of crank it up a little bit, give them something to think about, make them stop feeling like they can just charge forward in an open manner. You know, and I think that's these shots from range, they do that. It's just like little jabs in boxing. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to knock someone out with the following jabs, but it's the hook that knocks them out. We just keep jabbing, letting them know. Ben Ram from range, bang, done. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind us shooting from range just to keep the jabs, just to keep the jabs. But you know, we'll see how it plays out. Souček dispossesses Burnley relatively well. Again, Burnley has started to get sloppy. This is starting to be reminiscent of the. First half before the Nick Pope injury, where West Ham are on top, Burnley are making mistakes, Burnley are getting sloppy, their passing's sloppy, and we're starting to gain more and more control. That's how it's starting to feel anyway. Certainly not a bad thing by any stretch of imagination, certainly not a bad thing. Because I felt like a goal was coming. Budgie said it at the time in the chat. Budgie was like, oh yeah, I feel like a goal is coming. And it had that feeling. And this is a good opportunity. Ben Rama tries to find it back to Antonio. Couldn't quite find it. He battles well for the ball. Does brilliantly to keep it. Fair play, Mikel Antonio. He's definitely fired up in the second half. Play across to Ben Rama, the far post. Tries to header it into the path of Bowen. Can't quite find it. But yeah, it feels more like that. It feels like a goal is coming and it feels like it's probably in our favour right now. Ben Rama collects it. Nice on the overlap for Masuaku. Antonio's in the area, tries to play it across to him. It was accurate, but good defending from Charlie Taylor. Burnley are all action stations in defence right now. West Ham is on top of them. Pummeling right now. Pummeling. It's one of those ones where the guard is fully up. I'm making a UFC reference, even though I don't watch it. They're on the floor. The guard is fully up. They're trying to find a way through the defense. They can't quite find it. They're on the back foot right now, Burnley. West Ham fully in control of this. And finally, a corner that's not just hitting the first man, bops it in. Lanzi jinks one way, the other, tries to whip it in, can't quite find it. Dawson does well. Fair play to Craig Dawson to win back the possession of the ball. Diop plays it short. Kufau looking for that cross in early, can't quite find it. Try to lay into the path of Diop. He's battling for it. Burnley have regained possession of the ball. Cork. Rodriguez back to Cork. Back to me, who just pumps it clear. Rice headers it forward again into the path of Lanzini in the number 10 position. Finds it. West Ham are in complete and utter control of this right now. The ball is getting played around. They're in such a good position. You really want to capitalize on this period of momentum. You want to capitalize on it. Get a goal. Because this could be a game of one goal. Masuaku looking for a big search in diag towards Bowen. The page they were not on the same of, and it rolls out for a goal kick to Burnley. You want to capitalize on this period of possession. You want to get a goal because this could be a single goal game. If you say to me right now, this finishes 1-0 either way, I would believe you. If you said to me now it'll be a 1-0 win for West Ham, I would take it. This is a difficult game, a battling game. David Moyes, as per usual, is just leaving his substitutes late. He really loves waiting until the opposition have made all their subs, doesn't he? There is another substitute coming on for Burnley. I think it's Josh Brownhill. I think I've just heard said. But as Lewis is saying here, just seen, they are absolutely there for the taking. Come on, West Ham, 100% agree. Have to score while they're in control. It's balls in the net we need. Possession means now. Again, yeah, exactly. We need to be making this period count. Cork, Burnley playing it round in this sort of midfield third, if you want to put it in those terms. Awkward header down from Craig Dawson, but he just did what he could. Kufau can't quite keep it in, but does manage to win a throw-in well, to be fair. Charlie Taylor's having a decent game. Charlie Taylor's having a decent game. To be fair, I never rated Charlie Taylor before today, but he's doing all right. He's doing all right. Searching ball over the top from Burnley, can't quite find anyone. Sufal sees it out for a goal kick. We need to get something from this, and now's the time to do it. Brownhill sat back down. He did look like he was coming on, but he is retaking his position on the bench. And Nikola Vlasic is coming on. Interesting. I wonder who for. Maybe turn the crank on him a little bit, turn the dial up a little bit, turn the heat up, make him think a little bit, get a more attacking player on the pitch. I wonder who for, though. It's going to be one of the three behind the striker or Antonio. And I doubt it'll be Antonio. So I'd be interested to see who it's for. Maybe one eye on Arsenal a little bit. Maybe looking to rest someone, get some minutes on the bench. I don't know. After Masuaku just so well to just take the ball past the Burnley defender like he's not even there. And then his pass into Souček was ever so slightly ahead of where Souček was. He falls over and off Masuaku in frustration slams the floor. But my God, did he take the ball around the player like it just wasn't there? Lanzini back to Masuaku. I think he's having a good game today, to be fair to him. Or an all right game, let's say. Into the path of Souček. Back to Lanzini. They're on the left-hand side here. Just outside the sort of area. Passed back centrally towards Declan Rice. West Ham trying to just spread the ball around. Trying to find some options. Maybe make Burnley think about it a little bit. But with no real rhyme or reason. Kufal runs the entire length of the pitch to the other side. To Masuaku. Essentially hands the ball to him. Back to Lanzini. Benrahma's in there with a triangle with Masuaku. He now has the ball. Looking for maybe an early cross. They're in that area where an early cross is possible, but Burnley's defense is well organized, just forcing West Ham deeper and deeper into the path of Mikel Antonio, who wobbles a bit, does regain collection of the ball, finds Bowen, who's into the area now on the right-hand side, finds Antonio on the edge of the area, who takes a shot from range as if that's literally ever going to happen. Really nice. We had possession there, and we should have taken our time. And instead, the ends at the feet of Antonio, who shoots from range. Nikola Vlasic is coming on for Said Benrahma now. Again, lovely little mug that I designed there. The drawing, not mine, to be fair. The drawing was someone else. I don't remember who it was. If it was you, good work. It wasn't me. I'm not that capable and talented. But lovely little mug I designed there. Our future legacy, of course. The Master the Apprentice design, available on Ham's Chat. As is this shirt, because again, for some reason, I have all of the merch on today, and I don't know why. Brownhill also coming on for Westwood at the same time for Burnley. Lots of poor decision making, yeah, a little bit. Big boot forward from Burnley. Vidra did well to do literally anything with that. Lots of bouncing around with the ball now. West Ham come away with it. Bowen finds that Declan Rice, who's in a very advanced position on the left-hand side for some reason, charges into the area, fires it across with his weak foot, just ahead of everyone. Full stretch player, maybe a little bit ahead of that. It's a good opportunity, but can't quite happen. I'm seeing people shouting bell. We've got a bell here from Suburban Scats Watch. We've got a bell from Ryan Lamb. If we get a third bell in a second, I will put the poll up for the bell, which we do. Val M confirms the bell has been called, ladies and gentlemen. I'm lobbing a poll in the chat right now. You have until 73. No, you have 72 and a half till 72:30. You have just over a minute to get your options in. Should we bell yes or no? Should we bell yes or no? The poll is in the chat, people. Let me know. If you say we bell, we bell. Scott Bean saying it's too early. It's too early. Curvenold, however, saying all hail the bell. Let me know. It's in there. It's in there. Declan Rice just being yanked backwards there by Goodmanson. I quite like Goodmanson. I think he's a player. He's come away with one shoe there, Declan Rice. Just over 20 seconds left for the bell. Kaylen's asking, what is the bell? You'll find out, Kaylen. You'll find out if the bell gets called. It's very heavily in favor of yes right now. I'll tell you what, I'll give it until 73 just to give it that extra time. But Jeff saying the bell should ring the bell. Charlie says Budgie. We'll give it 30 more seconds on the vote just to see if it does balance out at all. Over 50 of you have voted so far. 84% are saying yes. That's how strong it is if you think it's too early to bell. You've got just over 13 seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the bell poll ends. 84% yes, 16% no. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be 1 second. I'm getting the bell. Hang on a sec. Oh, free kick for Burnley. Free kick for Burnley in a dangerous area. Hang on. Right. We have a pair of bells. Just in case we needed a second one. I don't think we should, but just in case. Ball over the top for Burnley from the free kick. Straight into the hands of Fabianski. I'll get to belling. The bell is out. Bowen. It's good forward. It's good ball forward. Bowen's on the ball. On the right-hand side, plays it into the path of Lanzini. Antonio's at the back post, arriving incredibly late. That's fine. Lanzini picks it up, takes it into the central area, plays it into the path of Vlasic. Controls it. Looks out for Masuaku. Finds it. Vlasic. Plays it across. Oh, it's close. Headed away. And now this is a good opportunity for Burnley on the counter-attack. Dwight McNeil is streaming forward here. Dwight McNeil tries to play it in on the left-hand side. Couldn't quite find it. Diop does well just to header it away. Brownhill battles. Can't quite get there. And it's a free kick to Burnley in a decent area. But here we go. The bell is in play. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. An attempted quick free kick take from Burnley, but the Brownhill, who was down originally for the free kick, was still down, and so the referee pulls it back. For I don't know if it was a foul, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. A very tough bell. Very tough feeling bell. Tougher than I'm used to. This one. The silent snack, of course. McNeil's free kick overhit by a significant distance out for a goal kick. We've belled people. For those of you who don't know what the bell is, I hope that explained it. I'm sure it didn't, but I don't think I could. It's too much bell for a man to take. I did take the wax off. I'm not a lunatic. McNeil plays it out. Burnley are on a good spell right now. Vidra looking to try and hit it from range. Straight into Dawson. Fabianski ends up clearing the ball away. They're having a good spell here, Burnley. A dangerous spell. The bell was probably at the right time, if we're being honest about it. If the bell was ever going to be effective, we need it right now because it's a good spell from Burnley, a good spell of possession. making it difficult, making it known. To whoever asked, Clayton, Vlasic is playing at left wing. He's playing at left wing. Get your bells out for the boys. Get the bells out. Get the bells out. Which end of the bell do you eat first? Yes. Get a bell. Keelan. Get a bell. I could get a bell. I could get a bell for the bells. Bell time. Get bells. Ring the bell. It's not a bad shout. I'm certain my girlfriend would absolutely despise me ringing a bell incredibly loudly to denote baby bells being used. But at the same time, the bell could be an effective thing. Antonio, this is a great opportunity for West Ham. He's through, lays it across the bow and in the edge of the area, and the whistle happens incredibly late. I'm going to say it was a bit lackadaisical from West Ham in general, to be fair. Sufal hooks it forward. Antonio collects the ball, tries to play it across, but the wing's gone. I think it was I don't know if it was a foul or handball. It must have been a handball because there was no foul in the build-up of that at all. But, yeah. You can ring my bell, ring my bell, ring my bell, ring my bell. If you bell at the right time, it's instant. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Pabas is coming on. Pablito on his way. Jingle Bells is a good one for now. Jingle bells, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell, etc., etc. Etc. Punt it forward. West Ham tried to make a go of it. Vlasic couldn't quite get there. It was a stretch for him to get there, to be fair, but he almost managed it. And it's punted all the way up the other end of the pitch by Burnley for a West Ham throw in their own half. So we're going to see this passage of play before the sub happens. Masuaku lays it short to Diop, tries to play it forward to Souček, can't quite happen. Burnley recollect the ball. Fabianski plays it quickly to Sufal. I need to start saying it properly. The fact I'm still terrible is Masuaku, throw in for West Ham. Vlasic is there to take it, tries to take it quick, lays it short to Masuaku. And here come the changes. Pablito coming on for Manuel Lanzini. Probably fair. Oh, that's a nice stat. That's a fun stat that the commentator just said. Pablo Fornals is the only player to feature in every single game in all competitions for West Ham this season. There you go. Nice little fun. That's a fun fact for you there. Not mine. Jude Bellingham's middle name is Baby. Jude Baby Bellingham. Jude Baby. I really struggled to say that. My brain just went. Don't know why. Quasimodo should pop on the screen when you eat the belt. Yes. I'll have him just shimmer across the screen. Less than 10 minutes left of the game. And we are in winner territory. A single goal here would make it. I saw someone in the chat earlier saying about the idea of us maybe making the subs too late, which is fair. I think that's a forever problem with David Moyes. But Burnley, Mikel Antonio just decides to run into Ben Mee there. Thanks, Mikhail. Glad you're playing football. Pablo Fornals wins a free kick. I'm not really sure why it was a free kick either way, but it is whatever. Antonio, Fornals, Vlasic, trying to find just any sort of space, just keeps the ball. Lays it short to Souček. Lack of options force him to go backwards. Sofal on the right. Dawson all the way back into our own half at this point. This is winning territory if someone just steps up. Burnley have been the better team of late. West Ham have it in them. But, Dwight McNeil does really well there. Plays the ball out to Charlie Taylor on the left-hand side. He's charging forward. He's getting into good crossing position. Pulls it back short instead to Goodmanson. Back to Taylor. Goodmanson's with him still. Finds Goodmanson, tries to put it into the box in a dangerous way. Nothing to be had. Declan Rice collects it calmly. Lays it short to Vlasic. Souček, Sofal. Look to try and punt it. Instead, takes a touch, plays it into the path of Mikel Antonio well. Who's forced backwards in a really bad pass from Mikel Antonio. You've got to respect Burnley's defending here. They're doing well. Every time West Ham try to break on them, they just close it down pretty successfully, pretty consistently. Ball over the top, Sofal, nice control. Manages to keep that into possession. Bowen's there. He has Souček alongside him, who he finds. Out to Sofal. Vlasic does well to turn, lays it into the path of Declan Rice, who's going to shoot from range. Oh, it was close. It was close. I was about to say, why is he going to shoot from range? He won't get close. He got close. Wasn't on target, but it was close. Again, I would have preferred him to play it into the path for Fornals. He was more open there, but he's had a ping from this. This is the time where I start to get annoyed at long shots. Don't take long shots. Don't take long shots. Play the ball through. We can do this. We can do this. Ryan says Burnley are playing well. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I agree with you. But we're also looking lively. He's getting his desperation time. Leicester, by the way, 4-0 up against Newcastle. Masuaku comes away with the ball from a Burnley attack, and now West Ham need to counter-attack faster than this. Pablo Fornals looking for a searching ball into the path of Bowen. Couldn't quite find it. The header down was well, but it's straight into the hands of Mikel Antonio, who his first touch was so woeful he had to go again. It was on the floor for you, Mikel. Rice out to Pablito. Comes on the inside, finds Antonio. Tries to whip it back onto his stronger foot. Can't quite do it. Well blocked by Tarkowski. Goes out for a West Ham corner in the dying embers of this game. 85 minutes on the clock. 85 minutes on the clock. Maybe you're looking at maybe 3 minutes of stoppage time. Looking at maybe 3 minutes of stoppage time and a corner. The big boys are arriving. We've just seen a close-up shot of Craig Dawson. As you would if he was in the area. Come on now, it's big Craigie boy. It's big Craigie boy. Whipped in, headed away, up and over, couldn't quite find it. Bowen can't quite find it. Finds Antonio. Tries to whip it across, can't. Cleared away. Cleared away and it doesn't quite come off. It's a throw in for West Ham in Burnley's half, probably quite near the halfway line. Sofal trying to find someone. Our throw-ins, as per usual, are horrendous. Ends up in the path of Declan Rice, basically in the centre circle, to be fair. He's got Vlasic far out on the left-hand side. Declan Rice completely wastes it, but he manages to win a corner, to be fair to him. It was awful, but he did it, and it is a corner. And it is a corner. A couple of minutes left. Come on. This is it. The time for heroes. Aaron Lennon is coming on for Burnley. What a time to be alive. We're about to see Aaron Lennon make his way onto the pitch. Whipped in. Dawson can't get there from the Fornals corner. Nodded back towards goal. Hooked away from Burnley. So foul. Lays it short to Jarrod Bowen, whose first touch is nice. Inside of Goodmanson. Play was a nice idea. Try and play reverse passing. Can't quite make it. Bowen, secondary pass was very poor. Burnley can stream away with the ball here on the counter-attack. Burnley, it's with Dwight McNeil. He has Vidra just ahead of him, finds him. Vidra's there, turns, hits it. He misses the ball completely. That was incredibly close. That was incredibly close. And then a shot from range, high and wide from Burnley. A really good opportunity for Vidra there. Tried to turn and just hit it with his weak foot, with his left foot. Can't quite get it. Rice just covering him there. He falls over. He swings at it. He tries to just misses it completely, and then Rice hooks it away. Good covering from Declan Rice. It was a nice try by Vidra, but he just can't quite do it. And there we go. Dwight McNeil off. Aaron Lennon on. Just over 2 minutes left. Just under 2 minutes left plus stoppage time. Can someone get a winner? I did say this game would not be first on match of the day. Disgracefully true right now. Masuaku did really well, by the way, to keep the ball in West Ham possession while going round. He goes down under the challenge of Lowton, and it's a free kick in just inside Burnley's, just inside West Ham's half. Sorry. Dawson, Diop, Rice, West Ham playing it around just inside their own half. The punt forward was pathetic, to be honest with you, and Burnley come away with the ball. Goodmanson out on the left, finds Taylor, pings it across. Rodriguez can't get the touch on it. And it remains 0-0. Basically, only stoppage time remains of this game. I'm seeing the word bell a lot, so I'm just going to lob it in my gob. Full force, right? No time for democracy. No nothing. This could bite us in the backside. It could bite me in the backside, but it's happening. No time. There's no time for... Leadership is about decisions under pressure. And this is one of those times where you can't have time to ask everyone. You just got to do it. Good play. Come on, boys. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's get it through. It's a lot. I forget every time. Three minutes of stoppage time has been called. This is the time. Come on, West Ham. He's double-belled. He's double-belled, Mike. He has. He regrets it, Mike. It's fine. West Ham have possession of the ball. Vlasic finds Bowen ahead of him, who strikes it. It's a save by Nick Pope. It wasn't the best you've ever seen in your life. It wasn't the best you've ever seen in your life, but he does strike a nice ball at Nick Pope. Oof. It's a good save by Nick Pope, actually, to be fair. Pope doesn't look completely ready for it. He flies across to stop it. He's good. It's good. Under 2 minutes left. Corner. Whipped in. Close. Headed away. Burnley tried to just took it away. It lands in the feet of Arthur Masuaku, who lays it short. Pablito whips the ball in. Looking for Dawson, and Pope comes and collects it strongly. A yellow card now for someone in the build-up of that. I don't really know. Nick Pope goes to throw the ball out. Nick Pope goes to throw the ball out. And Dawson, who just runs past him, So a little cheeky nudge, ends up dropping the ball, gets a yellow card for it. It's a shame. It's a shame. We've got a minute left, so whoever gets the most amount of votes will be the Hammers chat man match. Let me know who you think your vote is. Let me know who your man of the match is in the chat. And whoever votes that will get the winner. Will get the win. Time is almost up. Remember, we'll be live with a review just after this. We'll be live with a review over here. We'll spam the link in the chat for you all in just a moment once this game is over. For you to all go and have a gander at. Vlasic, short. Souček. Up and over. Up and over. Where's streaming? There it is. Let's have a look at these man of the matches. It's a wonderful opportunity. Vlasic into Souček. Hits it. It's high and over. Rice, Masuaku, Rice. There you go. There is the full-time whistle. The full-time whistle is Burnley 0, West Ham United 0. Rice, let's have a look at these quickly. Rice, second Pokemon man of the match, the Umbro ad, nice. Rice, the ball boy, Rice. Anyone else? We'll give it to Declan Rice. Congratulations, Declan Rice. On winning the Hammers chat man match for West Ham's 0-0 draw with Burnley. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Kemi, I see you joining late. Good to see you. Hope you're well. And thank you, everyone else as well. I would go through the chat, but there's obviously a heck of a lot of you. Let me just do this quickly. Thank you for I haven't done this in a while, so let me do it for the first time. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Thank you very much. Mr. Pardew, Anu Spur, Antonio, Stefan, Anuk, Arsenal Fan Circle, Budgie, Celtic Hammer, Celtic, Clayton, Dave Ben, Elbow 73, Fortune's Always Hiding, Frank, Jeff, Glenn Kitely, who you should subscribe to because I'll be on their channel this week. Hammers Down Under, Inner Circle, Iron Alpha, Ionix, James Gunn, John Kernell, Jordan Lane, Judas, Junior Perkow, Kimmy, Lane, Newsom, Michael P, Mike Goodsoul, NH Hammer, Retro Ish, Rob N, Ronald, Ryan Lamb, Scott B, Simon Ricardo, Sleeping Well, Soham, Splash G, Steve B, Suburban Scat Squats, Tasman, Todd Brady, Val M, Wally World, Xanthon, Matt E, if I haven't seen you or I haven't said your name, sorry, the chat moves quite quickly. I may have missed it, but it has ended indeed. West Ham United 0, Burnley 0. The live review will be getting underway in just a moment. So make sure you all head over there. I am spamming the link in the chat as we speak. Let me click on this and start spamming it. That's not the link. That's something else. Ignore that. That's part of the link. That's not all of the link. There you go. Here's the full link. Have a little click on that, people. Have a little click on that and get involved in the live review. It will be live in just a moment. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Arsenal fans, I also see you this week as well. Remember to like, subscribe. I do watch-alongs every single match day without fail. Head over to the live review. Remember to say how nice Ray is. That's important. But yeah, I will see you next time for another watch-along. Come on your irons, and until then, have a good one. See you later, everyone. Bye.